So, as I was saying, so how are you guys doing? Oh, thanks, Liz, appreciate you. Oh man. Hello, Michael K. What are you miserable about today? You live in Buffalo, so I know why you're miserable, but I'm just asking anyway. Liz, how you doing? John Featherland. Hope everybody is doing okay, man. The schedule release. I think we have 4 primetime games. Everybody says, I know on the schedule it says 5. Well, good for you. You had a good fish fry. That's what's up. I didn't know spam came in fish, but hey, you learn something new every day. Anyway, I think we're gonna get the Monday night Steelers game is gonna get flexed. So if you are going to the Steelers game, be prepared for it to be a Sunday game. Guarantee you that. If the season pan out, which I think it will, unfortunately. But other than that, man, listen, I got my tickets to the North Carolina game. Hey, Liz, how you doing, sweetie? Good to see you, as always. I'm glad that you're coming up more and more on these panels.
Hey.
So what game are you looking forward to seeing?
I'm gonna put something in the back. I just saw it. It's our boy Zach, and he was doing some type of commercial or something that I found. I'll put it in the chat.
Okay, cool. But yeah, I'm going to the Indy game. I'm getting my tickets for the Indy game. I'm also going to the North Carolina game and the Atlanta game. I already got my tickets with Crypto. Crypto secured the tickets. I showed him the money. and I think it is going to be a good time. And of course, the fan club game of the year has been the fan club weekend has been announced, and it is for the LA Chargers. So, which game are you looking forward to seeing? The Madrid game, Liz? Which game are you looking forward to seeing? Which one are you excited for?
I wouldn't say excited. Curious is more like it. Curious about all of them, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish Rich and I could make it to friggin' Florida and watch them up close.
Yeah. Where are you at now? What state, at least? I'm not going to ask you what city, but what state?
Washington.
Oh, Washington. Washington State is by Seattle?
Yeah.
You know, I think we're friends on Facebook, if I'm not mistaken. I am going to Seattle August 8th, I believe.
That's cool. Yeah, we wouldn't be able to make the Seattle game either. It's just too much of a financial burden if we do.
Yeah.
Which sucks because, we're big fans and everything.
Yeah, I understand.
But if we could do it, we would. Maybe everybody needs to pray that we can win the lottery so we can actually go to a game.
What's up, Joe Wrist? Michael K, you're definitely a fish fry type of dude. Shout out to Joe Wrist. Oh man. Now, luckily for me, we're doing well, as far as that's concerned. Not to mention, I find that if you do everything in advance, you don't have to, you know what I mean? It's not so costly, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So 1 month I'll buy the tickets, 1 month I'll buy the tickets, and then 1 month, you know what I'm saying? And it's you kind of spread out the cost, you know what I mean? So you're not doing everything all at once. At least I don't, you know what I mean? I kind of spread things out.
Yeah, it would probably take us, 3-4 years to actually get enough money to go.
Either way, listen, TV's. I go there to meet with certain people. I met Joe Wrist at the game. He's one person I met with. I've met Adam Sadowski. I met him at the game. Trucker Sean. You remember Trucker Sean from the Stephen D show? Andre Vias.
Yeah.
I met a lot of people at these games, and I've constructed some relationships doing so. You know what I'm saying? So I believe that's the reason I like to go, because of the camaraderie that you build. Me and Crypto, we've had some good memories at the games. That's how we met, in person, at least. We finally got to meet. Me and Lewis finally got to meet at the game. Me and Tony. I have a laundry list of people I got to meet because I got to go to the games. And even if the last game I went to was the San Francisco game, I didn't even go inside. I watched the game from a tailgate. Me and El Capitan did. So it was pretty fun. It was good weather and everything like that. So it was a night game. So I wasn't out there burning my ass off,
Watch out for the Seattle weather. It can change on a dime, especially in Seattle.
Yeah, we're going in August. From what Tom tells me, it's pretty much the I would say the
opportune time.
Yeah, everybody goes to Seattle around that time. That's when it's kind of beautiful.
Well, yeah, but you gotta watch out for the heat too in August.
Yeah, and I want to visit. I also want to visit the Chateau Saint Michelle winery as well.
What's a Space Needle?
Space Needle?
Washington State is the second largest wine producer in the United States.
Dayton has a lot of wineries. Well, not Dayton, but Walla Walla.
Yeah. Oregon.
No, Dayton. Walla Walla is in Washington.
Walla Walla. Yeah, I'm thinking about Willamette. Valley.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking about.
Yep.
Sorry, my bad.
I've actually, me and my friend, we DoorDash sometimes, and we actually DoorDashed and actually got to see up close a winery. It's pretty cool.
Indian Wells. They also have Indian Wells. You know where that's at?
No.
That's another popular land for wine.
And Leavenworth.
Mm-hmm. What's up, Elwood? How you doing, my brother? Good to see you as always. But yeah, this game is this season is going to be, I think, at least fun for me. I always make it fun. Win or lose, whatever it is, what it is. It don't change my bank account, you know. Delusional Patriots fan, man. Hey, man. Week 2, we're gonna see the Patriots. Week 2. Hey, Delusional Patriots fan. On a scale of 1 through 10, let me know in the comment section. Obviously, what level of optimism do you have of your team going above 500? Do you think on a scale of 1 through 10? And I'm gonna do a lot of travel this year, like I did last year. Last year I did some traveling. It's pretty good. Oh, 11. Hell yeah, that's what's up. Hey man, you guys got a good coach, a promising quarterback, great defense. I don't see why not. Especially Christian Gonzalez. Christian Gonzalez is one of those cornerbacks that you build around. You know, I think he's a hell of a cornerback. You know. So, Delusional Patriots fans, do you think you're going to are you going to split with the Bills, or how you think what is your record against the division, specifically the Bills? Are you guys going to sweep them, go 1-1, or are you going to get swept by the Bills? Give me your prediction, man. Promising D-line, great corners. We got to see about the wide receivers. This is true. This is true.
Michael K. The Bills, oompa loompa.
Okay, so you think you guys are splitting? That's what's up. I'm glad to see. See, that's the thing I like about the Fins Tailgate. We have other fan bases coming. Well, usually in the Dolphins community, we have other fan bases coming in. We're welcoming to them too. You know what I mean? Like my favorite Bills fan, who's always in the chat, my man Sal. He's not here, but that's my dude right there, Sal. I love me some Sal. Oh, and I forgot Sean from Red and White and Bills. I forgot him too. Yeah, sorry about that, Sean. Oh, from Spain? Oh, shit. Hell yeah. There's some wines. Man. You kidding me? From Spain or from South America? Either or. I'll take either or. If you're going to Chile, not Argentina, Chile, bring back some Carmenere. Oh my God, that's one of my favorite wines, Carmenere, especially from Chile.
Is it legal to take wine on a plane?
I'm not sure. What's going on, Casa Nostra? Dímelo, Cosa Nostra. Yes, I know Chile and wine. I know Chile and Spain are not the same country, Michael K. He said he was going to South America. So if he's going to South America, I'm assuming either if you're going to South America, it'll be Chile. But if you're going to Spain, it's Rioja. So I didn't say that Chile and Spain are the same. You got to listen. Maybe your ears got clogged up from the fish fry. I think you need to clean them.
Or he's got fish brain.
That too. Actually, I don't think he has a brain. So, thank you, Michael K, for everybody. So now you know Spain and Chile are not in the same continent. We got you. Thank you for the obvious comment of the day. Thank you. I like how he comes up with these obvious answers. No shit. I thought Joe Rist was going to South America. I thought he said he was going to go to South America. That's why I brought up Chile. So that's what happens when you jump in our Kool-Aid and don't know the flavor. You know what I'm saying? That's when happens when you don't know what the hell we're talking about. So there you go. Jesus Louise, I tell you, man. No shit, Michael K. So is Argentina. So is Colombia. So is Brazil. What's your point?
I get heartburn just thinking about their food.
Spain is in East Europe? I thought Spain was in Africa. Damn, my bad. I didn't know that. Spain is not in Africa? Holy shit. You learn something new every day. No. I thought Spain was in Asia. That's a continent too, right? Asia. Yeah, I thought it was in Asia. Or Australia. This free geography lesson is brought to you by Michael K. Suicide Hotline. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, Argentina. Yeah. Argentina is good wine too, man. I love Argentina wines. Oh, Afghanistan. My bad. Afghanistan? Or no, Argentina. That's it, Argentina. Yes. Vamos Gatos, man. Mo. Cass, what's going on? How are you, man? So so the topic of discussion today was, I figure I might as well get a little monologue going here since nobody's here. So about Jalen Ramsey wanting to leave because apparently he got called out by the coaching staff and he didn't like that very too much. But I like to think, I don't think that could be the case, but I don't think they're 100% telling you the whole story of the matter. I think that Jalen Ramsey feels like he's being singled out. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's being called out, but yet the quarterback, which Liz loves and hopes he gets a contract extension. What's up, Color? He doesn't get called out by this coaching staff. So why am I getting called out, but the quarterback, the most important position, doesn't get called out? And I think that's where Ramsey, in my opinion, has the problem. That, yes, if you're going to call me out, keep the same energy for everybody who's fucking up. And they're not getting that same energy. So I would understand his frustrations. Why am I, okay, yeah, I fucked up. But when some other people on this team fuck up, why aren't they getting that same energy? And I believe that's where his frustrations come from. But of course, when let the community come out there and try to make it where they're trying to spin it where he's the impossible one to work with, so it makes it easier for when we let him go. It happened with Vic Fangio, it happened with Brian Flores, it happened, and it's happened with a bunch of players. that depart, all of a sudden there it's not you, it's me, or it's not me, it's you. You know what I'm saying? Type of deal. So I think it's been, and who knows? Maybe that is the case. Maybe maybe he is sensitive and can't take criticism. But at the end of the day, unfortunately, the Dolphins have this reputation where they tarnish so many people out of their building that it's hard to decipher which one is which. Unfortunately, it's like the boy that cried wolf. You done. It's impossible to, now that the Dolphins have this reputation of doing smear campaigns on people on their way out. It's crazy.
Yeah, they should be treated all the same. If one person gets yelled at, the rest of them should too.
Yeah, keep the same energy. And I don't have a problem with calling out top tier players, because it helps the other team, the other players that are below him will be like, oh shit, if he could get criticism, so can I.
That goes for McDaniels too.
Yeah, exactly. But like my man TD Finstock says, time will tell, and it will reveal itself maybe 2 or 3 years down the line what the real scoop was. But until then, all we could do right now is speculate that Ramsey was being a hardhead, which again, I don't think that'd be the case. He does have a reputation of jumping ship when the ship is about to sail. So I'm go down. He does have that reputation.
We don't need any whiny babies in the league.
That's true. But unfortunately, this day and age, that's all we have. And one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, you can see in game, he's a whiny baby. I'll never forget, again, I hate to give the Buffalo Bills any credit, but that one game where Buffalo Bills beat them, and instead of saying, hey, Josh Allen, good game, he says, oh, that game was that call was terrible. I'm like, God damn, just bad calls occur. Congratulate Josh Allen, shake his hand, and keep it fucking pushing. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Get up here, Pete.
Shout out to Pete is in the building. What's up, Pete? Hope you're doing all right. Hey, by the way, Brock Purdy just got his 5-year extension, $240-something million. I don't know the guarantees yet, but I just seen it through my ESPN a couple of hours ago. I believe that's going to be exciting. Yeah, Mudbone, I agree. Yeah, I mean, he had Tom Coughlin that one year, who was Rams is a mercenary. Ramsey is a mercenary. Jaden is looking for another payout, a handout before his skills. That could be true too, Cosa Nostra. So, Mr. Pete, what's going on, my man? How you doing this fine, wonderful day? Hope you are having a blessed Friday like everybody else is. Yeah.
We could always give Ramsey a pity party before he leaves, but then that would just cost too much, and he's not worth it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, trust me. Most listen. Most most, whatchamacallit, fucking Tyreek Hill is a douchebag. There's a lot of good players that are Patrick Mahomes. If you look at him, he's a Class A douchebag. Dan Marino off the field is a Class A douchebag. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, that comes with people kissing their ass all the time. You know what I mean? Oh, even Tua himself could be a douchebag.
Shake.
What's
That's
going on,
Friday,
Pete? How you
buddy.
doing?
Appreciate you. Good. Happy I'm back up here right now. What's up, Liz? What's up, Shake? I'm shocked, dude. The 49ers paid Purdy.
Yeah.
Like, I knew it was gonna happen, but it can't just be these numbers. This guy is not even the best quarterback in the NFC West in his own division.
Oh, okay. Hold on, real quick. Michael K. Remember when the Patriots beat when the Bills beat when the Bills beat Josh Allen, instead of congratulating Josh Allen, he talked about how the referees gave him that game. It's all on YouTube. It's so instead of congratulating Josh Allen, hey, Josh Allen, good win, whatever, he's gonna cry about a bad play call. So well, whatever, you know what I meant.
How you feeling about
Michael K? You know what I'm talking about when Mahomes beat the Bills. You know what I'm saying.
How are both of y'all up here feeling about the new leader that we have in the building in Devon Achane?
It's easy. It's easier for you to not slip up when you're in the keyboard typing. But go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Pete.
Well, what's going on right now? Because you're kind of throwing me off.
No.
You talking to somebody else?
No, it was Michael K. Yeah, it was a bad call, but how many people lose through a bad call? It is what it is. They've gotten some they've gotten some bad calls so they could win the game. He doesn't complain about that shit when it goes their way. He only complains when it doesn't go their way. So, but go ahead, Pete. I'm tired. I'll leave Michael K talking to himself. Go ahead.
You know what?
I'm sorry.
Talking about the Bills, Shake.
No. I was just talking about how Patrick Mahomes could be a little douchebag sometimes. But go ahead.
I got you. But to bring it to the Bills, I'm starting to feel like Josh Allen is the new Tom Brady in this division.
Yeah, with no Super Bowls, but yeah, I agree.
Without the Super Bowls, but just the division. He's on a 6-year run right now.
Oh yeah.
Bills, have you seen the Bills schedule, Shake? Feels like the Bills have one of the easiest schedules in the entire NFL. They're probably going to go 14-3 again. If we can't beat the Bills with Tua, when do we play them? Week 2? Week 3?
Mm-hmm.
If Tua does not beat them Thursday night,
and I don't beat him on a short week. Are you kidding me? Fuck that.
You know what? At this point, he needs to overlook. He needs to overlook the Patriots, forget the Patriots, and start looking ahead and on that short week, making sure, because if he loses to the Patriots, he can make it up by beating the Bills. If he beats the Patriots, it's going to be like, okay, you beat a bad team. They're not there yet. First-time head coach. And you lose to the Bills? Come on, man. We can't go down 1-10 with a quarterback that's 1-10 versus this guy. Tua, that's the biggest thing right now.
And you know what? I'll add further, and not just Tua, it's Mike McDaniel too. He better when we go into Skidmark Stadium Thursday night, Mike McDaniel better be on his A game, because usually you notice since Mike McDaniel's been here, except for the year he got the concussion, and the first games, except for 1 year, 3 out of the 1 out of the 3 years, the Bills blown us out in the first game we met.
Tua has like 9 touchdowns, 10 interceptions versus the Bills.
Yeah.
This is the game right here. It's week 3. I
Mhm.
can't wait for it. I'm glad it's a short week. The NFL, you know what I'm starting to get the feeling, Shake?
Yes,
They
sir.
want to see Tua flop like a fish on a primetime game.
Oh yeah. Michael
They
Vick brought
want to
that up, too.
catch that guy. They want to catch that guy. He's I told y'all this, that people want to watch Tua to get smacked and see it happen live. And this is why I feel they gave us all these primetime games.
Well, I think they're gonna flex out the Pittsburgh game.
The late one in the season, because you think
Yeah.
we're gonna have a bad season then.
Yeah, I think so. Listen, I'm not making any bones about it. If I'm surprised, I'm surprised, but I would not bet that we win more than we don't win more than 8 games. I would be shocked.
You lost trust, you lost faith. That's what happens. That's what happens when players can't sell themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait till it's over. I can't wait till I've been hoping it's been over for so long. I knew it was coming. And it lasted so long that a part of me now tells me I hope he survives all year. I hope Tua stays healthy. I hope this happens and it's just the same old Tua out there throwing 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. He's a turnover machine. As much as they told us last year, Tua's on a 5-game streak with no turnovers. Yeah, 5-game streak beating who? Those were some of the worst defenses.
And you know what, Pete? You know what trips me out is like, all right, you take Tua under Brian Flores' last year, right? Every time he threw an interception, right, he would go down the field and score a touchdown. Every time he threw an interception, the next drive, he was going down that field and scoring a touchdown. Now under, I guess because, Brian Flores got on his ass. Now that he's comfortable, he throws an interception. Guess what? Next play, he throws another one.
Oh, did you read that? I do remember that though, Shake. You're spot on. Because that was something that I was like, damn, this man throws interceptions, but he comes down and he scores a touchdown. It was kind of special. I'm not going to lie. I liked it that. But damn, that threw me off. I was going to bring something up right now.
My bad.
But you're absolutely right. Tua did always score those touchdowns after those interceptions with Flores. Oh, that's what it was. Did you see Omar Kelly's tweet about Brian Flores today?
Oh yeah, he brought that up on the Big O show when he was on there, that he spoke to him a certain kind of way. Oh, you ain't gonna talk, man. Omar Kelly ain't gonna do shit to Brian Flores, and he ain't gonna step up to Brian Flores.
Yeah, but he said,
I wish he would.
Omar Kelly on the tweet that I read today said that
get his ass whooped.
Nobody has ever spoken to him in a disrespectful manner as disrespectful as Brian Flores did.
Yeah, because you know why? Because he never covered Jimmy Johnson. He never covered Don Shula.
Man, Brian
Those guys would have fucking ripped him.
Omar Kelly probably went up to Brian Flores, was
and
like,
asked a stupid question.
Stupid question. Hey, Tua's really good, or he's helping you win these games or something. And Brian Flores probably told him to go to hell, bro.
Oh man, Jimmy Johnson will rip into their stories on the Fish Talk. By the way, shout out to the Fish Tank podcast. If you're not watching the Fish Tank podcast, you are missing out. But he had Armando Salguero, and Jimmy Johnson is notorious for ripping into reporters. So is Don Shula. So I guarantee you, if Omar Kelly was covering those teams at those particular moments, he would have got ripped into by those two coaches.
Exactly. We have some soft reporters. We have, and if you guys are listening, if the shoe fits, then you know where it fits. Because at the end of the day, I think we have too much of a big market for us to have this soft reporting.
That's why I love and respect reporters like Perkins, because Perkins will ask a question, and if he gets told off, he lets it roll off his back. He doesn't take it personal. It's like, okay, whatever. You know what I mean?
What I mean is how these reporters are towards the players and the team. How they try to hide things. What other reporters get information, Shake, and hide it?
Oh yeah.
They will blast them real quick the moment they hear anything. Let them hear something in New York.
Yeah.
Reporters aren't going to come out and say, I have some real information, but I got to wait till the coach leaves to say it. Or disregard it and not bring it up at all. Like this is why it feels, and then you have fans saying, oh, they're paid. These guys are paid by the players. And I believe it. I believe it. If I was Tua, I'll get 30, 40 grand cash out of the bank real quick. Give them all a quick 5,000. Bye, come over here, hang out. Let's chill. I got all the reporters in front of me. Here, have a beer. Here's that gift card right under your beer. 5 grand. I paid all of you guys. That's hush money. Don't talk about what I got going on. Don't talk about what's going on all over into my locker room. You guys be quiet.
Raphael,
and I feel
right.
like, and I'm just giving an example. I'm not saying Tua did that, but I feel like that is what was done. These reporters are too happy. They're too satisfied. Now you hear a little bit of them. Oh yeah, there's a little concerns here. But when have we heard? Remember, shout out to Omar Kelly. I used to love X's and O's.
Oh
Him
yeah,
and
yeah.
Dave Hyde.
Yeah. That's why we have Perkins. That's the Perkins.
X's and O's, right?
Yeah.
How come they have a show titled or whatever X's and O's, but yet these reporters do never ask X's and O questions at the podium, post game, pre-game.
Yeah, no doubt.
You see what I'm saying? Hey, Tua, you know what type of style defense you're facing this week, and what are your plans, or what do you think you're facing? Make Tua. Nah, y'all want to know. Hey, Tua, we saw you at Met Gala. You were dressed nice. You had some cute earrings on. Like, why do they always take it away from football over here? There needs to be a major upgrade and a major change in the reporters. And if I don't feel it, I think that's where the heat needs to go for moving forward.
You know what? I want to further illustrate your point, Pete. Because Smoke Lounge is coming back on Wednesdays, when the season starts, and one of the things that I do on Wednesdays is play the other opponent's press conference, and more times than not, when I'm listening to the other team's press conferences, their reporters are asking about the Dolphins and how are they going to stop, like you said, X's and O's. How do you stop the Dolphins? What are your concerns about Tyreek Hill and this and that? They're asking about the up and coming opponent, where I don't hardly ever recall Mike McDaniel, whoever is doing the press conference on Wednesday, talking about their opponents.
Thank you. Now I know you understand, Shake. Thank you. Because it's getting a little bit out of hand. We don't even want to watch Coach speak anymore because it's going bad. It's that sad.
Why do you think I'm watching the other people's press conferences? So I don't have to. Color does that. I let Color suffer through that torture.
Yeah, but man, shout out to Brock Purdy. I think he's the 4th best quarterback in that division. Regardless if people he got it, I guess he made it to the Super Bowl, man. One thing I'm not going to take away from him, even though I don't agree with the contract, is he was 7th round, last pick of the draft, stepped in, and there really wasn't a drop off in that offense. That young man came in prepared on what he can do, no pressure. You see, now there's a big difference. Now he has a contract. Now Brock Purdy, with this contract, he has a lot of pressure now. Yeah. Now he has a certain. It ain't no, oh, he's Mr. Irrelevant. Give him a break because he had a bad game. No more. No, now you're paid. That Mr. Irrelevant thing was sweet for 4 years now. You're paid now. Now there's a standard. You are paid as a top guy. You have to go out there and perform. And right now, to be quite honest, I do think he's the fourth best quarterback. He's the last quarterback in the division. I have
Which,
Sam Darnold for the Seahawks, who backed up Brock Purdy. He gives me more of a better quarterback than Brock Purdy, unfortunately. 49ers screwed up. They had a better quarterback, and they just try to keep and sell this Brock Purdy story. They're running with it. But they knew in that team, those coaches, that GM, it would have probably been wrong to let Brock Purdy go, but yet they knew Sam Darnold was better. What's Tony talking about? What's good?
he said he wants to know who are these people on the panel. That's your brother Pete, man.
Shout out to Tony.
Hey, but you know what, Pete? Pete, you know what I was hoping for, Pete, to be honest with you?
What's that?
I was hoping that the San Francisco were going to set precedent. Like, you know what? Brock Purdy, I'll tell you what. We'll trade you, get a nice haul, get another rookie quarterback.
Jackson Dart. They passed up on Jackson Dart.
That we could build around, just like you, on his cheap rookie contract, so we could go back to the Super Bowl, because we could build around. We could keep all these good players instead of selling them off. We could retain our good players and just get another quarterback and put him in like a cherry. You know what I'm saying? But now they have to start selling off parts now. They're having a fire sale because they got to pay Brock Purdy. You know what I mean?
1,000%.
I thought San Francisco was going to be the first ones to set off that precedent, but it is what it is.
And if I was the owner, if I was Jed York, I would have told my coaching staff and my general manager, that's what I think you guys should pursue. I know Brock Purdy's a good guy, but let him get paid elsewhere.
Yeah.
Even if we can't trade him, let him get paid elsewhere. And they should have scooped in the draft this year, gave Purdy, if he ain't traded, give Purdy up, trade him, or if not, let him hit the market. You might fetch a second or a first round draft pick and compensatory pick if he gets a big contract from another team he has free agency.
Mm-hmm.
But build and continue to build. If I was the owner, I think I would have went that route.
Well, I think the earliest you could get is the third round. That's the earliest you could get for compensatory picks. You can only get third round.
Even if they sign a mega deal?
No, that's the earliest you could get is third round. They don't start compensatory picks until the third round. So
you would have got a third rounder for him.
Yeah. But either way, or you know what I'm saying, you know, a team would have probably gave you a first or a second for him. You know what I mean? Like, hey, he's been to the Super Bowl. Give me a first, and I'll let you have him. Tag him, and here you go. You can have him. You can pay him.
It makes sense, but agents are dirty, bro. A lot of stuff goes behind closed doors. Agents play dirty games. Yeah. When they get a bat signal that the ownership doesn't want to pay that contract, agents go around and start spreading that seed to other teams and letting them know exactly what's going on, and then they turn around and lower his draft stock.
But I agree with you 100%. I don't think San Fran should have paid Purdy. They could have got another quarterback that they could invest.
He's not as He's not as injury prone as Tua, but I look at him as injury prone, and also he carries limitations. Mm-hmm. You see, this this is bad because we're a copycat to the 49ers. Stephen Ross might be looking at this and saying to himself, oh, look, so I can't be that wrong. They paid Purdy. They keep McDaniel. 49ers and Dolphins are doing similar style moves. Dropping veterans. And now veterans that fan base could easily be saying, we're losing veterans because they don't trust in Brock Purdy.
Yeah, and they can't afford them either. That's the same thing what happened with Russell Wilson. They couldn't keep the Legion of Doom together now. Legion of Boom. Because of they pay Russell Wilson all that money.
All I know
guess
is
what? They haven't been after he got that extension. They haven't been back. They haven't been the same ever since.
Monday night versus the Jets, week 4. I'm expecting a showdown. Zach Wilson versus Justin Fields.
A battle of the Jets quarterbacks, huh?
Jets, Justin Fields, Dolphins, Zach Wilson. This guy has Buffalo. That is the title match for Tua. This is the team, Shake, that I can't stand. This is the team, Shake, that came into our stadium, took the division, and snatched it away from us.
Mm-hmm.
If Tua can't do it this time, on the road, early September, that's his last title match. That's literally his last title match.
Mm-hmm. But you know what I think is funny too is that right now, you know, our future is in question, and more people are worried about what the uniforms are going to look like. I'm like, it doesn't matter what the hell our uniforms look like. We have the best uniforms, but if we get blown out by 40 points, what difference does it fucking make?
Yeah, exactly. Doesn't matter what uniform. And now look at the fan base with low expectations. Oh, we got too much of a young team. The Green Bay Packers had a really young team for the last 2 years under Jordan Love.
Correct.
And they were the youngest team. And they still went out and made big moves.
Well, yeah,
And big
they
things.
thought people thought the Packers were going to fall off a cliff because Aaron Rodgers left. That wasn't the case.
Exactly. They won a playoff game. Jordan Love was almost on his way to go to the championship game if it wasn't. That man could have beat the Eagles. He almost beat the Eagles.
Yep.
Matthew Stafford almost beat the Eagles. That's why I got the Rams winning the NFC West. Devontae Adams is an upgrade over Cooper Kupp. And they still got Puka Nacua.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. I would love to trade Waddle for Puka Nacua right now so bad.
Hey, I tell you what, if Ramsey goes back to, I guarantee you, because I'm sure he still has a good relationship with McVay. I think that's one of the reasons why he wants to go back to the Rams, and they want. I think there's mutual interest to get him back. He say, hey, listen, man. Our team back then when we traded you, we were doing a rebuilding phase, but I think now we're ready to compete, come back. You know what I mean? And help this team win. What's up, Craig?
Hey guys, how you doing? How are you?
Craig, what's up, Craig?
Craig isn't worried about the season because he knows we have an Alabama quarterback.
No, I'm waiting until Notre Dame goes 11-1 this year and makes the national title game and wins it.
Okay.
You like Riley Leonard, Craig?
No, he's not with us anymore. We got CJ Carr. And the funniest thing about that, CJ Carr is the grandson of Lloyd Carr, who coached at Michigan.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
How big is that Carr kid?
6'3".
Nice.
Now, he doesn't have the greatest mobility. He's got some, doesn't have the great, but I don't care. He can sling it down the field. He makes smart decisions. That's all I want. And he knows when to throw the ball away.
We could get that out of Tua. Make smart decisions.
Sure, and I can become the next pope.
Are you Catholic?
No.
Being
sarcastic. I'm being sarcastic. Sorry.
All right.
Hey, shout out to the Pope guy. First ever American to become
all right.
Pope.
Actually, a better representation. I could be the next governor, which you can because you're born here, so you could be the next governor if you want.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Hey, I could become. I can't. I mean, I wouldn't want to become president, but I wouldn't mind becoming governor of Pennsylvania. But it's too many libtards up here, as I like to say. But that's another
Pennsylvania.
story.
Are you going to the? You're not going to the Steelers game?
No, I have a mother that can't be left alone.
Okay, I got you.
God bless her,
She
Craig.
she back in 2022 she woke up and she had pain in her left leg, and I said, "Do you want me to call an ambulance?" She didn't want to. Then she said the magic words, "I can't feel my left leg." Well, that was it. I called, and it was good I called because they found a big blood clot on her inner left thigh. And the surgeon said if you'd have waited 1 day, she'd have lost her left leg. So,
Scott Jackson, Governor Money. Hell yeah.
so that's okay. Do you think I really want to be around Pittsburgh people? They're the most. Everybody says Eagle fans. Well, let me tell you something. Steeler fans are just as rude. I'm sorry, they are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how do you guys feel about the Colts dissing us?
Go out and kick their ass.
That's what I feel. That put more fuel in Tua's arsenal right now.
I'm not worried about Tua.
Probably
I'm not worried about Tua.
text Tua. Yeah, but they dissed Tyreek Hill. They dissed Mike McDaniel. They dissed Dan Marino. Bro, they called that yacht Dan Marina. That was the name of the yacht on their. Yeah, it was named Dan Marina.
Oh, wow.
Yes, the Colts will be 1-0 after preseason week 1, not the regular season.
You know what else I noticed? Tuning in, like listening in to other teams, schedule predictions and stuff. Even Panthers fans, guys. I've heard Panthers say that we're an easy win on their schedule. I haven't heard not one person be concerned about the Dolphins on their schedule. If y'all do your own homework and you listen to everybody's prediction, even on ESPN when they're doing the predictions, other teams, they bypass the Dolphins. They tell them straight up, "Oh yeah, that's an easy win for the Ravens. That's an easy win for the Panthers." They're giving those teams that win against us. It's ridiculous.
That's okay. Hey, you want to be the underdog. That's like, that was like Notre Dame. When we went into the playoff after we beat Indiana. Oh, you can't beat Georgia. You never. And what did we do? We kicked their ass. And I'm sure Shake like that being a Florida fan, because I know a couple Florida fans. They were so happy because they were telling me, they're saying, "Come on, Notre Dame, kick Georgia's ass." And they did, 23-10. So.
Sorry. I'll give the Colts something, a bag full of friggin', or not a bag, but a gallon of fucking laxatives.
Mm-hmm.
So.
We might go 13-4 this year.
I'll tell you what, we have a lot of winnable games, and whether Tua stays healthy or not, I really feel comfortable with Zach Wilson.
Exactly. That's why I said we might go 13-4, because I really believe they're going to pull the card out, and once Tua loses to Buffalo, that's it. They're doing it. That long, extensive period. Remember how they set the schedule up? Thursday night on a short week against Buffalo.
On the short bus?
Then we have an extended week because the following week we play the Jets, and that's on a Monday night. So we got a long break to turn this locker room around, buy the locker room in, and tell the locker room we're moving forward with Zach Wilson. Week 3 is Tua's last Dolphin game, if he doesn't lose it before then.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
But I can't wait, man. We're going to get breaking news, and something special is going to happen right around the corner.
What do you think about all these teams that want Ramsey?
I think it's the Rams and 49ers at a bidding war for Jalen Ramsey
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
Well, at this point, you wait till June 2nd and then you make the trade.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You wait till June 2nd and then you pull the trigger.
Yeah.
And if he wants
Yeah,
to go, hey, good luck to you.
Well, he wants to go, but waiting till June, whatever, and not doing the deal gives you the opportunity for other teams possibly to get a corner go down. Let
Yeah.
a corner go down for one of these contenders. Jalen Ramsey's price just goes up.
Yep.
Well, but I meant because of the salary cap. And
No, I
what would
got you,
get
Craig.
hit?
But Craig, I've been said it. They could have traded him before the draft, and all they had to do was designate it post June 1.
Yeah.
You could have traded him right before the draft.
Maybe
could've
nobody
traded him.
wanted to give up a draft pick for this year. I don't know. I don't know the situation. I'm not a GM.
Well, that
I
makes
don't
sense.
claim to be.
It makes sense. It makes sense
Yeah.
because you were never going to get anything in the draft setting it up that way regardless. Because you
Now-
can't. Yeah,
Now you go get somebody and you say, okay, this is who we want in exchange. And maybe you can go get a decent. I'll tell you what, our cornerbacks, yes, they're young. They're not bad. They're not as bad as what people think.
exactly.
I mean, do we need
And you
another
know
one?
what? And Craig, you know what I don't like either? Everybody wants to hop on. Oh, our cornerback room is weak once we lose Jalen Ramsey. Not many teams have elite wide receivers like us. Iron sharpens iron. Cheetah and Waddle are helping our young corners get better. We have
Yep.
some of the best receivers in the entire NFL. What
Yep.
receivers are we afraid of that play for the Buffalo Bills?
No. And I'm
Actually,
excited.
it's the tight ends that I'm more afraid of the tight ends than I am the wide
Yeah.
receivers.
Yeah.
You see
yeah,
my
'cause-
point, Shay? What receivers are we afraid of for the New York Jets?
Yeah.
Garrett Wilson? What do they have after that?
Yeah.
What receivers are we scared of the Patriots? Stephon Diggs? That dude
Yeah, 'cause-
Booty?
Because didn't they spend most of their money on the defense, if I remember right? With all
What
that cap room they had?
do the Chiefs have that are so
Yeah.
scary?
Yeah. I don't know. Who knows?
The Ravens did what they did last year, and they lost their number one receiver for most of the year in Zay Flowers.
Yeah.
Good evening, fellas.
So to tell
up,
me
brother?
we
How you
have
doing?
bad
Good
corners,
morning.
well, teams have bad receivers. What's
What's up,
man?
Liz?
Hey, caller.
Hey, caller.
How are you, my friend?
Pretty good. Rashi Rice, Pete. That's who the Chiefs got.
He's coming back off that broken leg, dude.
I was just answering. Hey, speaking of Jets receivers that nobody cares about, former Jets receivers that nobody cares about. I was watching a game at the restaurant the other day at the pizza joint. It was Michigan versus Arlington.
Oh, the UFL game.
Yeah, in the UFL. And guess who I happened to see? I don't remember which team.
Who?
Jamison Crowder.
Really?
Yeah.
Channing Crowder.
Slumming it.
No,
man.
Jamison Crowder.
Slumming it.
He played for the
Jamison
Redskins and Jets, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Straight
Oh, hey.
slumming.
If you're collecting a paycheck and you love the game that much, I respect it. You know,
If
Might
he's
have made
playing,
more
he-
money than him per year in the job I had, Greg. I'm just saying.
yeah. So Well, we'll
Dog
see.
baby. It's got
we'll
dog
see.
baby.
I still think they're going to get a corner, and I'll tell you what, I still want Asante Samuel once they get rid of Ramsey. That's who I want.
Oh, by the
Why
way,
do you want Asante
Beebe-
if we
Don
already
Beebe
have a
was the original-
nickelback that's better than him?
Don Beebe wore the original bump cap double helmet.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you got to
It was
find
welded into
somebody
the helmet.
else. Or whatever, or wait. Or I've heard people say maybe like once cut day comes, because when cut day comes, there's always a bunch of big name veterans that get cut. You know what I mean?
Yep, it's about to happen.
So
And
who
when
knows?
and when other teams find good talent they didn't expect was that good, they drafted a linebacker in the 5th or a
Yep.
receiver in the 5th. He blows up like Puka Nakua. Right?
Yeah.
Now they got to make a move at wide receiver that makes a better sense for the team build.
Yep. People are gonna think I'm crazy, but I'll tell you what: the kid they got from Maryland, the safety, he was like a quarterback on that defense. The
Y'all
short-
want to see why Don Beebe used to wear a double ply helmet?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is why.
Hold on. Let me take this down real
Oh,
quick.
sorry, Shake. I forgot you had the. Yeah, that's why Don Beebe wore a double ply helmet.
Oh, because of that play.
Yeah, I was watching that game when it happened, and I also
Dang.
somewhere in my archives I have the Palm Beach Post newspaper clipping with that image freeze framed in the newspaper.
That looks neck shattering color. That's crazy.
He played the very next play.
Adrenaline is amazing.
But after that, ever since then, they welded a second shell to his helmet, and he wore a double ply helmet.
When he thought he was so scared to land like that again.
Yeah, he had the first light bulb head.
I'll tell you what, he's smarter than Tua.
Yeah, well, he was the first one that looked like these guys with a bump cap on, man, like big old head running around with a little body.
Well, Pete, I want to tell you something. I hope the quarterback from Texas in a couple years is eventually our starter. I like Quinn Ewers. I saw him in college. Smart kid, can throw it, knows when to get rid of it, can run, all of it. He's got it. He fell, but I like that we got him.
I agree,
What do you
but
think?
I have never, as a Dolphin fan, seen a more gifted passer of the football than Zach Wilson, guys.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Kelso. Mark Kelso,
Yeah.
I think, was wearing it before Don Beebe landed like that.
And if coaching can fix him, like coaching fixed Tua, I do believe, with a little bit of confidence,
Yeah.
he could turn around and really buy this whole fan base in. I really do believe, because
Yeah,
it might
Hey,
not.
Pete,
It might have not
Pete,
looked
do you ever
good.
remember? Do you ever
But
remember
let's not forget who they
a better
compared this guy
special
to, bro.
teams guy, kickoff return team or kickoff team tackler, run down the field, bust anybody in the mouth than Mark Kelso, bro?
No.
Like that guy had to be like Hall of Fame kickoff team. You know?
Wasn't Don Beebe the same way?
No,
From
no,
Buffalo or no? No.
He was
Okay.
just their wide receiver that would like Don Beebe. If you guys don't remember, Don Beebe was like the Wes Welker, Julian Edelman type before anybody.
Okay.
Like he was that guy. He was that little slot receiver that nobody ever
And
thought about because Andre Reed and James Lofton were catching everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm trying to.
And Thurman Thomas was their outlet usually. So Don Beebe would he would be that Wes Welker type that would just catch everything thrown to him, and eat you alive for a 12, 15-yard first down, like out of the blue when it's really critical.
Well, I'll tell you what, I love Dave Meggett when he'd return punts for the Giants. I always thought, boy, I wish Miami had somebody like that at that time.
Oh yeah, that might be who I was thinking about, Michael K. is Steve Tasker. But either case, they had some killer kickoff.
Steve Tasker was a heck of a
I hate to glaze Buffalo, but I really did like Don Beebe, man. As having played the position, you all know I love
And you
that.
know what, Color? Now you're bringing me back
He's
to
good.
exactly what I was screaming about last year. And even the year before, like how bad and how smart really is Mike McDaniel. And that is not no damn special teams coach's fault. Because if you offer him Tyreek Hill to run kick returns and punt returns, this guy's going to say, yeah. So we should have utilized our weapons. Jalen Waddle at punt return, Jalen Waddle at kick return. We should have just
Oh, Tyreek Hill
used it
at punt return or kick return, you know?
every time. Every time. Less motion with Tyreek and use them on special teams. We
But
need
you know what, Pete?
touchdowns.
Pete, to your point, listen. I don't know if you remember this, but last year, I brought this up many times. When we were playing football, that's when we were moving the chains. When we started doing this motion and trying to outsmart ourselves, that's when we started getting behind the 8 ball.
Yep. And how many
But
times
Coach
did we
McDaniel
have
has
to-
been number
Jake,
one in motion the last 3
Jake, you
years.
mean West Coast shit?
Yeah, pretty much.
And how many times did we have to use timeouts because we couldn't get the ball off?
And you remember when Tyreek Hill in the locker room came out and complained that he's getting tired of all this motion.
You mean
Yep.
he's getting tired of all the West Coast shit?
Yeah.
He's getting tired. He said he was literally fatigued because there's so much motion.
Yeah.
Motion in the ocean.
It gets him tired, bro. He came out and said that in the locker room out of his own mouth. Everybody saw it.
Well, Pete, when you use motion and change your formation at the line of scrimmage and all that in Madden, what is your main goal? I mean, usually it gets the defense to change to whatever hash mark you're not running the play to.
Yeah.
The point is motion
You
hides.
see,
a
with this, though, the problem right there
motion
with what
makes
you
up
just
for a
stated.
deficiency in your game. If you were good enough at Madden, you wouldn't need to do that.
I'm glad I let you finish. Exactly.
It's glitching the game. You're literally glitching the game when you do that. I mean, I don't know how it is now, but back, even 5 years ago, 10 years ago, you shift your offense and it's like a computer code. Like it will change the defense. So you can literally set the defense however you want it.
We have the best. Why did we pay $30 million to these receivers if we need to have them in? You could put Jarvis Landry in motion, a second rounder who ran a 4.6, 4.7. He needs motion. Tyreek Hill sees someone lined up in front of him ready to jam. He's already should be tapping his helmet. No safety help. I'm going deep. He can't jam me. I'm gone.
Yep.
He's playing off. Run your route. Get to the stick. Hit a hitch. Hit something. Take him out with a quick route. He has all of that in him, but yet we have to utilize him like he's Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp, he's a good route runner, but he just don't have the speed. So the Rams got to get him in motion.
Unfortunately, I don't think he's with the Rams anymore.
No, he plays for the Seahawks.
Does he?
So is
Go ahead,
Jalen
Tyler.
Ramsey wearing another uniform yet?
No,
but
I said color. I said I think they're going to wait till post June 1st.
And
So
that's
they
what
don't-
I think Zach Wilson is waiting for.
So back to my June.
Zach Wilson might be
That's
waiting
close.
for a specific number that's took right now.
So I'm going to stand by
probably
my
waiting for the
prediction
cut.
that we will see Jalen Ramsey wearing a Miami Dolphin uniform this year. I
You
think
think,
this is
you think they'll
all,
get it straightened out?
I think this is all nonsense from both sides until they both realize it's like the stock market or watching a futures chart, like buy and sell, supply and demand.
Yeah.
Look, there's a fair price. And if
Well,
it's over that price, it's going to come down to that price. If it's under that price, it's going to come up to that.
Well,
But-
We're
according,
gonna have a fire sale.
Rest assured, wherever Ramsey's going to be playing, he's going to be playing for fair market value.
yeah. Well, according to
And
Adam
he
Schefter, a lot of teams are
might go to
calling the
Baltimore.
Dolphins, and it's the
He might go to
Rams.
Baltimore.
No, they only want to trade him to an NFC team, and it's been like the Rams, the Falcons, and the Eagles are the top 3 teams calling for him right now.
Well, I heard the 49ers were involved too.
Well,
Oh, were they? Okay, well, but I'm
well,
saying
here's the problem with the Eagles. Remember the reason why our defensive coordinator left the Dolphins.
Oh yeah, you could scratch Vic Fangio off that list. He ain't going to the Philly.
Yeah.
He coaches too hard for someone like Ramsey.
Yeah.
Ramsey wants a sweet spot. He wants the 49ers.
Yeah.
I would say the Rams because of McVay and because of Raheem Morris, the
Defensive coordinator. Oh, the guy in Tampa.
the head coach. The head coach was his favorite defensive coordinator in the Rams. So
yeah,
which is Atlanta. So
I still think he doesn't leave Florida. So he either sucks it
maybe
up,
he
and
winds
plays
up
for
in-
us, or he goes to Tampa. I mean, I don't know.
Color. Did you see the Colts, how they dissed us?
Yeah, I did.
You know, like that's like a sense of confidence that they have.
So
They're probably coming into
just say-
that
let me
game
just
week
say
1,
that-
Color, and
let
they're
me
gonna
just say that
rob us.
violation of people's constitutional rights by the police is not a joking matter, but that shit was pretty funny. But at the same time, whether I think it's bad taste or not, whether I think it's funny or not, I think it's stupid for them to have taken it down.
Yeah.
Like you made your bed,
actually,
you made your bed, you made your statement, stand behind it.
Well, from what I heard, they were saying Mike Florio was saying it was a Minecraft. They didn't get permission from Minecraft.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, they're
That
gonna come
makes
up
more
with whatever
sense.
reason besides
Because that you know what that tells me, Shake and
we're
everybody?
fragile. You know what I mean, Shake?
That literally tells me that they are full-blown confident they're going to beat us again. I know what I'm telling you guys. Whatever little hype
if
up.
the situation, if the constitutional issue was resolved in favor of Tyreek already, and it was like a memory, then the shit would be fucking funny. I think it was hilarious.
Yeah.
But it is kind of bad taste. I mean, that's no joking matter, man.
Yeah.
But whatever. Everybody else seems to think it was funny, and most people are like, why'd they back down just because a couple people got upset or they thought people were going to get upset? So that it's like if somebody reviewed it, somebody said it was okay before they released it, so now that person is like wrong all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, if
If Tyreek
Minecraft
thought it was funny, then what am I to say, you know? But I do want to remind everybody that
and if Minecraft did
violation of
something,
the Fourth Amendment
like-
is not a joking matter.
if I was Minecraft, I would have not took it down or did anything.
Well, you got to pay. You know, I think they got to pay him. Where that's what happened with the Chargers. The Chargers, if you look at because there was Mike Florio, he's an attorney, and he pointed out the fact that the Chargers, before they start their video, it says in the beginning, we have permission from Minecraft. And if you look at the Colts, they didn't have that same disclaimer.
Oh, they didn't.
Minecraft should have just been happy they're getting advertised.
Yeah.
I know, right? That big fish eat little fish. I mean, what?
Now you're literally banned. They ain't gonna mess with you. The Chargers aren't gonna make a Minecraft video next year. The Colts owner's gonna say, "Look what they did to us."
I kind of liked our schedule release. I don't know. I thought the video was a lot better than last year.
Last year, I can tell you that.
It was better than last year, but again, I still didn't really like it. Just going through like some. Look! They copied you guys. They put you through a colorful tunnel. They said, "Oh, shout out to TFTG. We kind of like their drive time little back screen. We could do something with that." And they took you guys' idea. Take it to court.
Well, you know,
Take it to court, Color.
See, that's the benefit of the of DEI hires. You know what I mean? If they're hiring unqualified people, then it just benefits TFTG.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then it was just like going, what? Like they should have at least put it underwater, kept it underwater, and then you get you see, they put Tua's spirit. That was Tua's ghost that threw that ball. They know he's gone.
If he doesn't do well or gets hurt, this is his last year because they can get rid of him, right? Or am I wrong?
I had a question real quick. Those primetime games, we got 5 of them, you said?
Yes.
We got 6, really, if you count the Spain one.
How many of them are on NBC?
1. The Cincinnati
Only one?
game, I think.
The
I think
Pittsburgh
the
one is
Cincinnati
Monday
game,
night.
the rest, yeah.
So
Yeah,
how
I
many
think
are
the
on
other
Sunday night?
1. The Cincinnati game.
Just one?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought maybe it had to do with the fact that Tua has a deal with Peacock and he's one of them flagship, adverts. You know what I mean? So,
Well, the Buffalo game, I'll have to follow whoever's doing the game. Because
Like Shake said earlier, Craig, we're not safe to have that late Sunday night game. We are a team that they will flex us out quick if we're not hot.
Yeah. Well, they do that with a lot of games. It's the same thing with college anymore, Pete. I've seen teams
but it makes sense. I like it.
I think they want to make sure. I think everybody on our schedule intends to compete this year. So we got a lot of primetime games because those teams are good enough to get primetime games, and they don't want the contenders losing in primetime.
Yeah.
Oh, you know
very
what,
simple.
Color?
It's very easy.
That's a good point. That's what kind of like makes the primetime games.
Who are our primetime opponents this year?
The Dolphins
Buffalo,
could easily make the game exciting. Let's
Pittsburgh,
say
Baltimore,
with 3 quarterbacks on
and Colorado. I think they want Dion to get a win.
Color, you're spot on. Color, you're spot on. We're not gonna lose a game because of that. Even if we're sloppy, by that time, that's when the third quarterback will start coming in.
Yeah.
And they can use it as, this is Quinn Ewers' first start. You know what I mean? Zach Wilson trial failed. And they could turn the leaf and always keep something going and moving forward to sell to the fan base.
And Tua's hurt for about the millionth time.
They want to make sure they know, the networks want to make sure they know who they're going to talk up in that game. So, if you put the Dolphins on somebody's schedule, then your post game show party can feature. You can already have the memorabilia from the winning team prepared.
Yeah. Well, Color, you can remember that. Remember how they used to put the Dolphins on in their well, not so much just their heyday, but just because of Shula, even if their teams weren't the best, it was Shula. And my favorite Monday night win will always be when we swamped the Bears. And I still say if we wouldn't have screwed it up versus the Patriots in the championship game, we would have swamped them in the Super Bowl.
And I remember beating Randall Cunningham and the Eagles on a Sunday night one time, man. It was really special team too.
Yep.
Hey, by the way, at the request of my man Cosa Nostra, shout out to Cosa Nostra. At his request, I am going to be putting up the schedule. Here it is. So,
and you know what? You reminded me saying the word swamp, Craig.
Yeah.
You just put something in my mind. Everybody, when we got the schedule release, it's a favorable schedule. We don't play in bad weather. First of all, you guys don't know what the weather's going to be like at our own home stadium.
Yeah, it could have to deal with a hurricane.
It could be raining throughout the game.
Damn, we got 2 Thursday night games.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But Color, the craziest thing for me, how do you play a Thursday night game and then turn around and your next game's a Monday night game? I never heard of that before. Because we played the Bills on a Thursday night.
Look at the date. No, look at the date.
No.
There's still
I know
week.
it's Yeah. No. I understand. I'm not saying it's that Monday night. But what I'm saying is I never heard of a team playing a Thursday night.
Well, that's the trade-off for having that's the trade-off for having 2 Thursday night games. One of them, we got a nice long interlude,
Yeah.
extra day.
I'll tell you what, Don Shula in his day, he wouldn't have liked these home
That's
games at
almost like
night
an extra
because
buy right there, dude.
Tyler, I think the coaching staff is going to save their season, or at least try, on heading into the Jets week 4. That's when we're going to get our first quarterback turnover.
you think?
Yeah, based on how I see the schedule and based on the pressure this team has to win now, and based on how
We got a late season buy. That's cool too.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So we have to use every extended.
Man, look, we finally get a good structured schedule, and we freaking have a shitty team. Man, what the?
Whoa,
Damn,
whoa,
man.
You don't know.
We don't have a shitty team.
You know, everybody's saying we're going to do shitty. Here's the thing. There is no pressure on us. So if we go out and we start winning a bunch again, look, I'm not buying in the
Does
New
that ever
England.
matter?
The Jets. It's mattered. I've seen it in pro and I've seen it in color. I've seen it in college. They say, oh, this team's going to be shitty. Boom. They go 10 and 2.
You know how
we host
easy
Buffalo
you-
where a loss
That's
doesn't
big.
even hurt us and it kills
Tyler.
their season, and yet we still lose.
Color,
Yeah.
you know what saves the season? All it will take is for Zach Wilson to literally beat the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah,
Literally.
wouldn't that be
That's
something?
all it will take. Zach Wilson to go
You know,
into
with our
Buffalo
luck, we sweep the
and win a
Bills this year.
shootout.
No, with our luck, we sweep the Bills and get swept by all the other AFC East teams. Watch.
Wow. I think
and
Mike Vrabel.
remember we swept the Patriots and they made the playoffs and we didn't.
Yeah.
Mac Jones rookie year.
Hey,
Look, we got Buffalo early in the year when they're not going to care, and then we got a middle of the year. So I guess it's kind of hard for a sweep there.
I'll tell you what. I remember growing up, Shake. I remember growing up twice in the 70s, 75 and 77. Miami went 10-4 and yet didn't even make the wild card. And I think it was Cleveland or Cincinnati. Somebody won the AFC North or whatever, and they only won 8-9 games.
Well, at least we got
And we beat them that year.
bye after Madrid.
Guys, I could see a scenario where in week 3, Thursday night game, if the offense was not looking good in the first half with Tua,
They bench him and put Zach in.
Wilson.
Yep.
Yeah, we're coming out with Zach Wilson at halftime.
I could see that.
Especially if it was a game where we have them like we can't score at all, but our defense is coming in clutch.
Pete,
and at halftime, we're losing like 17-3 or 14-3.
It's going to be the eve of All Saints Day Eve, October 30th.
I'm telling you, Color, we're not beating the Colts week 1.
I haven't beaten the Colts.
Oh, no, that's not happening. Based on the confidence that look at what they just did. They just dissed us. They beat us last year. I mean, they have a big physical team.
Yeah, and they have 2 shitty quarterbacks.
Oh, but
no
our quarterback
offense meant there, Shake. No offense meant, my friend.
Hey,
know where the one came from.
Our quarterback is great.
So what do you think
Not
versus
saying
the
that,
Ravens?
but I take our quarterback over either one of those two.
What do you think for the Ravens? You think Tua's going to dress up like a good quarterback for Halloween?
Who knows?
You know what?
You see a lot of funny Halloween games.
If Tua's on his MVP run,
you can already look.
I might dress
up
as for Halloween.
Pete, Thursday night, versus the Ravens, right? It's the day before Halloween, the night before Halloween. You can already see the freaking Thursday night football promo from Amazon. It's gonna be all like what's his name? Edgar Allan Poe and the Raven and all that because it's Halloween, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Nevermore.
Hey, I'll just worry about game 1 and then we'll go from there.
Miami's gonna win. Nevermore. Nevermore, nevermore.
I just focus on one game at a time. You know what I mean?
Watch it though. I'm making the bet right now.
You think they
Y'all
beat the
Y'all
Ravens?
gonna be like, damn, Color was right. They're going with the whole Edgar Allan Poe motif.
Well, like I said, I'll either be following TG, you guys, or Dudley or somebody. I don't pay for Amazon. I'm sorry.
It's gonna look like Shake's Insomnia backdrop. They're probably gonna steal that too.
Yeah. We'll see. See what happens.
Yeah, watch. I bet you they steal that from you, Shake. Their little intern is watching right now.
You never know.
All right, you little Amazon intern, we're watching you.
Oh,
And we're watching you too, Grand Theft Auto. Don't be stealing this background. I'm watching all of you. By the way, for all of you that, for any of you that might be into finance and markets and trading and stuff like that, check out my buddy Jesse W. What the hell's the name of his channel? Trading with Jesse W. Really cool dude, really cool community. People just like us, and all he does is trade. On Wednesdays, he does live. But he also, his shows are geared towards telling you about all the prop firms, who the scams are, who's on the up and up, who you can trust, who you don't want to mess with. And he's got plenty of promo codes for prop firm challenges. And if you know, you know. If you're into that kind of stuff, you know what I'm talking about. Check him out. Trading Futures with Jesse W. He's from Florida.
So I
I'm
got
trying
you
to shout
covered.
him out.
Shout out to all those guys. But the Colts, I'm not gonna lie, I can't believe they tried us the way they tried us. Like think about it. Think about how confident they are right now. In their home opener, they knew they were gonna diss the Dolphins. They had to apologize for it. This is no respect.
good. I don't want respect. I want to go out there and beat their asses. That's what I want to do.
Exactly.
And I
if
hope
we don't
Daniel
win,
Jones starts.
if we don't win, that's even more pressure on this team.
You think?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know,
You think they're gonna forget
Pete,
that they got this?
Pete, name me
You know,
1
especially-
second in the
Hold
last
on, Colin. Hold on,
in the
Colin.
last
Someone
5
like
seasons.
Tyreek Hill,
Give me
Craig?
1 second of the day that the Dolphins, that this organization was under any pressure whatsoever.
Not as much as it is this year, especially heading into week 1. Craig,
I
I'm
think
telling
they've-
you right now.
I think they've
remember what
demonstrated that
Tyreek
they don't
Hill
give
was like?
two shits about pressure, and there ain't nobody's making diarrhea in that building, bro. And nobody's making diamonds either.
No.
Well, I don't
buy
know.
that
According to
one
the
bit.
great Big O, they say
Everybody's
he's under
nice and-
pressure.
Everybody's nice and balanced. We got a bunch
If
of
that
quartz
was true,
crystals.
if that
We
was
got a bunch
true,
of quartz crystals and happy tummies. You know, nobody's got the Hershey squirts. Nobody's
It's
got
clear.
bubble gut.
it's clear they regret the contract of Tua. It's clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. When you have 93% of the fan base saying that they're going to restructure Tua's contract and it's going to open up this much cap and we're going to sign this offensive lineman and we're going to get that offensive lineman and those things don't happen, I mean, that is like pressure mounted up on its own. That means the organization has a standard. They screwed up, but they're not going to be stuck. And we have an out next year on the contract, and we're looking to build for the future. Top flight backup quarterback. Craig, you like Quinn Ewers, I get it, but look at what we have with Zach.
Oh no, I like Zach, and I was always hoping we get him. this is what I've told people about Zach. I said he was on a people forget like him and a whole bunch of these other quarterbacks in the past. Been on, pardon my French, they've been on shitty teams. Well, what were the Jets when they got him?
Hey, that's the only thing I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on, though.
I like him as our
But
backup. I
other than that,
really
I'm
do.
keeping the same energy.
We've
I'm
never
not
had
gonna
a
change just
quarterback like
because
that
he's a
in a
Dolphin.
long time.
That dude is a goofball. I ain't changing my stripes just because he's a Miami Dolphin. He's a freaking goofball, man. The guy
How is
is
he a goofball?
the guy is
Why?
stiff
Because
as
he did
stepdad.
something with.
The
Why?
guy
Because he
is
did it with an
Stifler's
older lady.
stepdad to me. That's
Hey,
what
you
I'm
see
gonna
how
call
that
him.
is, Fred?
Stifler's
You see how
stepdad.
it goes? If you're 55, it's a bad look if you get with a 19. Like, what's worse, a 55-year-old man dating a 19-year-old woman, or a 20-year-old man
The only
dating
thing
a
I'll give you there,
45-year-old woman?
Pete,
Like,
the
I
only
don't
thing
know.
I'll give
listen.
you there is his taste in cougars is way better than Jimmy G's taste in women. So I
Hey, listen.
I'll give you
Hey,
that.
hey, let me tell you
Not only
something.
was Zach Wilson banging milfs, but she was giving him help with his history homework.
Hey, I'm not a Bill Belichick fan. Never have been. Never will be.
And he was
But
teaching her
damn,
how
he's
to
got
spell
a
Hawaii.
hot-looking
You know what I
24-year-old
believe happened?
woman.
You
I'd
know what
take
I
that in a
believe happened?
heartbeat.
I believe the media broke Zach Wilson in New York. That's how tough they are. And that's how we
Oh
need
yeah,
to
they
have
are
them
tough.
over here in Miami.
No,
They
there's
literally
just
broke
absolutely
him.
no guidance or no whatsoever in maturing a player in New York. New
Nope.
York is a place where you better be ready made to go. They're just like their baseball teams. They have to buy a team if they ever want to win, dude.
Yep. Well, especially the Yankees.
You're not going to have a bunch of rookies. You're not going to put together a rookie class or a second year guy class in New York and win unless your head coach is Tom Coughlin and you're the Giants.
Yep.
Just is what it is, man. It's New York. It's the Jets.
Because Color, I'm
Who
a
have
Phillies
they ever
fan.
developed? Who has ever come out of New York besides Darrell Revis?
I couldn't even answer that. I really couldn't.
I mean, who have they ever we developed this guy and he spent 12 years with us and then went and got a bag and another ring, like who is that guy for the Jets?
Yeah.
I rest my case.
Yep.
Now that being
I will
said,
say Keyshawn
that don't
Johnson, but
mean
he
that
doesn't
don't
count.
mean that
I
Zach
don't think
Wilson is
Keyshawn-
going to be good because now he's in a different place. The guy is a goofball, man, until proven otherwise.
Yeah, but I heard Color. You don't mind me
Wayne
saying?
Corbett. There you go, Raphael. Wayne Corbett. I'll give you a Wayne Corbett.
Hey, I liked Wayne Corbett. I liked him a lot.
Yeah, but Curtis Martin, he was a natural talent. They
Yeah.
didn't develop him. He got
And he went to the
big in
Patriots.
New England under Belichick.
Yep. Yeah, you don't know.
They didn't develop him. He was just a natural talent.
Yep. Color, do you like our first two picks in the draft? Because I love the kid from Arizona. I think he can come in and just knock people
All
on their
right.
asses.
I'm really
like him.
indifferent to the draft. I mean, it's all right.
Yeah.
I really
I'm
like
saying
Ollie
is-
Gordon.
Yes. But I don't know if you heard me say I like the kid from
I ain't
Maryland.
even seen the guy play. I just like the name. I think that's just the
Oh, okay.
quintessential football
Oh, he's a
name.
good running back. He was in the Heisman in 2023, and then he didn't do well. But the problem is his whole freaking offensive line graduated, and Mike Gundy just didn't do anything to help him out.
I just can't see how a name like Ollie Gordon doesn't end up in the Hall of Fame.
If he does well for us, then I'll tell you what.
Hey, by the way, I want to do a T-shirt where he trucks somebody and say Ollie Oop.
Oh, there you go. There you go. We'll see. We'll see what we got. But another
you
guy I
could
like
say
is that
You
Jordan
could say
Phillips.
that Saquon ollied that linebacker
Yeah.
like he was on a skateboard, man. He's just like whoop.
Yeah.
Actually, Saquon, if you look at that thing in slow motion, he looks like Neo in the Matrix, man.
Oh, I love The Matrix. That's a good
Like he
movie.
just flies up and his legs are all stuck out like flat, like
Mm-hmm.
total Matrix.
Greg,
Man.
Greg,
What?
how quiet do you think
Air
Tyreek
Gordon.
Hill will be after getting embarrassed week 1, having
Oh,
2
here we go.
catches? He has 2 catches week 1 versus the Colts on the road for 8 yards. How quiet do you think Tyreek Hill was going to be? Losing to a team that you thought was so funny. Something that you're going to be using and telling the team, look what they did to us. They dissed us. Let's go out there. They're going to feel confident and get flattened. You think
Well,
someone like
we'll
Tyreek
see.
is going to stay quiet in that locker room? Tua can't produce?
But I'll tell you what, this is where you got to be able to run the ball too. You know what I'm saying? And the way, what's his name? Devon A-Chain talked at the press conference. He wants a ton of touches, not just running, catching. And I like A-Chain. And I'll tell you what, I think Malik does better this year. But the guy I really like we got in free agency, the kid from Tennessee. That is going to be our in the end zone, one-on-one, yelling to Tua, hey, I'm 6'2", 6'3", throw the ball up and I will get it. You know what I mean? That's
the same way Tua threw it up versus the Jets in overtime to Jonnu Smith to hit the game winner.
Exactly. I don't care if the kid goes out and gets 700-800 yards. If he comes in there and he gets 9, 10, 11 touchdowns and they're all like inside the 5, I can live with that. I can live with that any day of the week.
I'm starting to think our team has guaranteed 70 catches of 4 people.
Could be. But you got to still be able to run the ball.
A-Chain, Waddle, Jonnu, and Tyreek, all 4 of those guys could get 70-plus catches this upcoming season.
Yeah, they could.
All on the same team.
Depends. It all depends.
Well, yeah, it all does depend because I'm saying that under Tua.
Well, yeah,
Tua,
that's
because this is going to be Tua's second year going in with at least a legitimate tight end. He's never had this good of a tight end. Let's be honest.
No. But he's got to be smart and not do any of this diving shit. Because I know Marino said but the thing is, Marino's tried telling him multiple times, get rid of the ball or slide, and that's it. That's all you got to do. Don't play that damn hero ball. If you can't find anybody open, just throw it away.
If we're able to beat the Colts on the road, I think we're going to make the playoffs. That's how much of a statement game that big week 1 is. Yeah.
I'm telling you, we don't play. You like everybody, like all the Steeler fans. They're talking shit to me right now. You should hear them. Oh, wait till you come in Monday night. I said, who's going to throw the ball to DK Metcalf? Mason Rudolph? You really think he's going to throw the ball there? No.
Will Howard is better.
Yeah, Will Howard's better, but he's got to learn.
Skylar Thompson
He's not just going to go in the NFL and throw 5,000 yards, 40 touchdowns. No. People forget, like Marino, second year, what he did. For that time, that was awesome. 48 touchdowns, 5,000 yards. Now, yeah, it's a common thing. But back then, and even he said, if I had today's rules and that, he said, I'd throw for 6,000 yards and 50 touchdowns a season. And I believe it. He would.
And he still would have not won a Super Bowl.
Well, hey, as much as I love Don
That's
Shula, that
another
was
thing.
on Shula for never giving him a defense.
Our team,
So
our
I'm
team
way
didn't
behind the
even
times.
troll. Our team
Pete.
didn't even troll on the schedule release and hinted nothing about Super Bowl.
Pete, I'm like way behind the times, bro. And Cosa Nostra brings up a good question. Who did we what's our free agency class look like? Our UDFAs and all that. Well, I mean, would we get any traction out of them guys, or anybody looking good?
They've said that Trace Armstrong, the wide receiver, has looked good. The kid from Western Michigan, the one guard, he's looked
I mean,
okay.
is there anybody the fan base is excited about?
Those two guys.
Dumb question, but you know.
No, it's not dumb.
I
Those
gotta
two,
start somewhere, you know. What I mean?
and I've heard the kid from the cornerback from Central Florida's looked pretty decent.
Well, he'll get along with the Pacific Northwest guys pretty good, I'm sure.
Yeah. You don't know. I mean, nobody knows.
I do know.
Oh,
That I know.
are you God?
They share worldviews, Greg. They share worldviews.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering. I'm just screwing around with you. You know,
Like
who knows?
UCF is an extension of the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, they've had some exceptional seasons. Not too.
They got and they've got like individually some really decent players come out of there.
Yes.
Like some
I know what you're saying, but who knows?
They always have at least one standout a year, I think. You'll see somebody in the NFL like, oh, that dude's good. Oh, UCF. Oh,
yeah. Hey.
Kind of like the occasional, HBCU player or something that,
Yeah, well, yeah.
Like, wow, where'd he come from? You know what I mean? Oh, he's,
Yeah, Jackson State, or what's his name? Look at Jerry Rice. Look where he came from.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you just don't know.
Randy Moss too, or no?
No, Randy Moss came from Marshall.
Marshall, that's right.
He came out the same year Chad Pennington did.
Wow,
and it was a shame Pennington couldn't stay healthy. I thought he was a really good quarterback.
That's amazing to think.
What's that?
That he came out, that he was drafted when Chad Pennington was.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago, it seems like.
Yeah. And Pennington had some decent games against us. And I think, and I'm going to sound stupid, and that's okay if you guys want to say I am. We had Ricky, but I love me some Jay Fiedler. The guy managed games, and he didn't go out and throw for 400 yards. But what did he do? He managed games, handed off to Ricky, threw touchdowns, some interceptions, but he managed games.
Yeah.
Hey, we got a division title out of the guy.
He was a short Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah. But I also love Chad Pennington, and I thought this is a guy.
He was Ryan Tannehill into his body.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we don't. Who knows? I just hope we do well. I'd really love for us to do well, and for Tua to stay healthy. But I think by mid-season, and maybe even before that, he'll be hurt because he'll go out. He'll do something dumb like dive or something. You know what I mean? And instead of sliding, he'll dive. Oh, what? That's my game, and that. Well, no.
Oh, that kid from Mizzou. That's some good numbers. Weeze Jr.
Oh, okay, yes.
Weiss Jr.
You don't know. You don't
And
know what you have.
Missouri can be a real sweltering, humid place to play too. So
Yes.
he should be fairly acclimated to our type of weather.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, it's not like it's seasonal
Yep.
there, but when it is in season, it's just as bad as it is in South Florida.
Yep.
Summer in Missouri is a lot like Chattanooga. It's like Tennessee Valley. You know what I mean? It's really cooking.
Oh, really? So it's like a sweat
Yeah.
fest.
You would not if you go to a Cardinals game in July, you would not know you're not in South Florida. The only way you know is the fact there ain't no palm trees towering anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, you got the arches there.
I mean, you're
right?
dripping. You're dripping, bro. And
I
they
believe
don't
it.
and because they're a Midwestern state and they don't have to live with the heat like we do in the spring, winter, and fall.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of cover. You know what I mean? Like you're sitting out there in the bright freaking sun and it's like 98% humidity.
Yeah. Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
So imagine Arizona, but with the humidity of South Florida. That's Missouri in the summer.
Yes. Yeah.
It's brutal, dude. The difference is it only lasts for 2 months. It's not like here where it's like, late fall and you're still feeling that. Like September is one of the hottest months down here.
That's why I don't like when we play teams like the Jets, early on in the year. No, I want them sweating. Just like New England.
The only saving grace with Missouri is by September it's already starting to cool off and it's fall already. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Now, do they get snow pretty bad down there sometimes?
They get brutal winters sometimes. Like every 4 years, it's a really bad winter.
Yeah.
Snow every year, and then like bad ice storms and snow every 4 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you Color, did you happen to see the news a couple days ago? Like some of the different temperatures? Down in Texas, 106, and they said the real feel was 121.
Wow.
I mean, is that something to the degree of what Missouri can be?
Oh, yeah. In the summer, yeah. Absolutely.
But I mean, think about it. It's only May, and they're getting that shit down there.
They don't quite get to the 120s, but they quite frequently are close to 110.
Really? Wow.
With the humidity.
Well, that's why I don't mind Pennsylvania. Because, I mean, yeah, we get hot. But then come like late September, it starts to cool down.
Now, what you don't have that you do in South Florida is you don't have 10 straight days of 98.
Yeah.
You might have 2 days of 110 and then the rest of the days are 89, whereas here it's 10 straight days of 98.
Well, that's why I'll tell you what. That's why Don Shula. Why do you think he got a lot of wins in September? Because he was smart and he wanted a lot of home games. And I'll tell you what, Color, and I'm sure you can attest to this. Used to see those opposing teams in the Orange Bowl, and they are sweating their ass off.
Right.
And like they got their white on, and they make sure that they're wearing like their dark colored jerseys. And yeah, some of these states it gets bad. I know my sister, she lives in North Carolina, and she says it like near the border of North and South Carolina. And I'll tell you what, she said it gets hot down there.
And you know how it's changing from winter to spring to proper summer here in South Florida? It's hot, but not only is it hot, the breeze was warm today. So like today was probably the hottest day we've had so far this year. Like even the wind was warm.
Yeah, I got you.
That's when it's changed. It's like, all right, now even the wind's hot.
Yeah. And you're probably like, oh God, it's only May.
Exactly.
It's only May.
Pre-summer.
And this time, you know what I hate about this part of the year is when you're, let's say, you go to Publix, right? Go do a little grocery shopping, and
Yeah.
the second you open up the car, it feels like you open up an oven door.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Like, knocks you over, dude.
Wow.
Like, you know how you have, like, you open your oven, Greg, you kind of have to stand back a second, like pull your
Yeah,
face
yeah,
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it can get hot here in PA, but nothing like down south. That much
just
I
last
know.
week- see, it's been getting hot already, but even
Yeah.
just last week, I was still able to keep my windows open because the breeze was cool.
Yeah.
And that's
Because I
different.
have a couple friends. They're down right now. In fact, they're down at that not Disney, the other park down in that region of Florida. And he said to me, yeah, he said it's starting to get hot here, Craig.
Oh yeah, freaks come out. Hey, Raphael Cartwright, shop at night. Hell yeah.
The funniest thing is he's
Freaks
never
come
seen
out
them
at night.
live. I know I did years ago. He's seen a couple armadillos here and there where he's staying at. I said to him, shut up. He sent me a picture. Honest to God. It was a freaking armadillo. I said, did it get nasty or not? Nah, was walking right by him. I said, well, it's probably used to him. Used to people at that park or that campground.
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
them Santa Anas in Cali, man. They can be pretty warm too.
Yep. I've had friends out there too during the Santa Ana winds, and they say it's ungodly.
Randomly, them Santa Ana winds will just randomly spark a fire, right?
Well, look at what they just had in L.A. or whatever that was. Yeah.
It's got to be pretty surreal when you're on a dry LA night with the Santa Ana winds coming in like that. It's got to be pretty surreal, dude.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure it is.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
that's probably when the freaks really come out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like being in a movie. Plus, you're in
Yeah.
LA, which is already like being in a movie.
Yeah. Well, I had a buddy years ago that was out in Frisco, and he was out there, and he said, "Craig, I couldn't believe it. We went to a San Francisco Giants game, and it was in the middle of the day, but it was very cool at the game." I said, "Are you kidding me?" And he said, "No." He said, "Craig, you got to remember, it's by the bay. That's why."
Well,
He
I don't
said,
know.
"Yeah,
He didn't see the Mothman, did he?
no, no,
Oh,
he
you don't
didn't.
want to go to it. You don't want to go to a Giants game if you've seen the Mothman.
No." And I'll tell you what, they love their baseball there.
Was that it? Was that at
Hey.
Giants Stadium or was that in LA when that earthquake hit? That was
Which
in San
one?
Fran, right?
When?
Back in the 90s or 80s when the
Oh,
World
yeah,
Series or
yeah.
the divisional game
That's
was
when
going on.
ABC was doing they were getting ready to do the World Series. Yeah, and that's when the earthquake hit, and they had to postpone it for about a week.
Yeah, it happened during the game, didn't it?
Yes. It's when Mark McGuire and them all played. But yeah, they
it
were
was the
just getting
A's.
ready.
It was the
Yeah.
Oakland A's
Yeah, I know.
versus who?
The Giants.
The Giants, really?
It was the A's and Giants.
Uptown versus
My buddy
downtown.
was
Oh,
out there
wow,
watching it because he was an A's fan. He brought me a World
Yeah, it was
Series
80
shirt.
Yeah, I think it was 89, if
Yes.
I'm correct.
He brought me a World Series shirt from out there, and it was the A's Giants.
You'll notice as I'm trimming here, I pause for.
Yeah, you can see like it on TV. You can see like the shaking and shit.
Yeah.
Sounds like about the same time I was in California.
See why later on.
Yeah, you know. Hey, my mom, like I don't know if you guys have seen all these places lately that are getting hit by earthquakes. They've had tsunami warnings, and
So I wonder because Mount St. Helens erupted in 1980, right?
yes, Yes, it was 1980.
And you know what I found out recently, Craig? I didn't know.
What?
It wasn't like just a week-long event and then shut off.
I think it was a day, wasn't it?
The technical eruption lasted until 1986.
Really?
It was still spurting stuff out. Like it was technically still erupting until 1986.
But it wasn't like the main one in 1980.
Right. It wasn't a big blast, but it was technically like, like Kilauea's erupting. You know what I mean? It was erupting for 6 years.
See, I never knew that. Wow.
Yeah.
I saw that rebuilding color.
Yeah, that's where I saw that too, Liz. I didn't realize it was like erupting that long. Because in 1986, the very next thing was the Challenger disaster.
Yeah, I remember. I was watching that.
I did too.
That was sad.
So the Challenger exploded pretty much right after St. Helens stopped exploding.
Yeah.
And then 3 years later, after the biggest volcanic eruption in United States history, in recorded history, 3 years after that finished erupting, there was a major earthquake along San Andreas Fault.
You're talking about for the World Series.
Yeah, and I'm just wondering if there's a correlation.
Could be.
In that volcano erupting, the plate tectonics involved along the Pacific Northwest and California coast, and that earthquake along the San Andreas Fault not 3 years after St. Helens finished erupting.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you like to watch stuff about like documentaries and that, watch about Yellowstone.
Like, could that blast have like loosened something that allowed the fault line to slip 3 years later? You know what I mean?
Well, it could have been. It could have.
There's
Because
no.
it's all part of the same
been.
fault system, dude.
It is.
Oh, it is.
I would.
Yeah. Like, well, there's 3 plates involved. The ones that cause the volcanoes is another plate coming in from the northwest.
Yeah.
But it also converges with the plate that's riding alongside San Andreas, like alongside the North American plate and the Pacific plate where San Andreas is, right?
Yeah.
So the Cascades, actually, the volcanoes that are part of that line of volcanoes in the Ring of Fire run all the way from Southern California up into the Cascade region. So there's a whole line of dormant volcanoes in California that used to be just as active as the Cascades that are part of the Cascade range, technically.
Well, the Ring of Fire.
Well, they all are around the whole Pacific, but they are part of that. But that range actually runs all the way, like the range that's involved with the line of volcanoes from those 3 plates. That starts in Chile and it runs all the way up into Washington. Actually, Alaska, but
well,
you're talking about the Ring of Fire.
The eastern side of it, yeah.
I fell into a burning ring of fire.
Because it goes all the way around the Pacific.
Hey, caller.
The Ring of Fire.
Go ahead.
I actually went after Mount St. Helens erupted, and I saw Truman's car, and it had a red fern in the seat. And I told my grandmother, "Hey, Harry Truman's sitting in his car."
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, people died.
So
yeah, a lot of people died.
I'll tell you
including
what.
a photographer that was up there when it erupted.
59 people.
59, Rich?
I want to say that's the number I
that.
remember for some reason. 59.
Yeah. May 18th. I remember it because it was a very significant date.
And there was a tree cutting crew on the other side of the mountain, on the other face.
Yep, and a photographer and a bunch of people who were.
And they were all right
camping.
because I don't know if they showed up for work that day or because it blew out the north face, like they were safe on the side they were on.
Come on, get down.
For a limited amount of time.
Yeah.
Like they had it, like all the people on the south face had enough time to get away. Although, even though, it ends up encompassing the whole area, but it kind of like mostly blew out to the northeast.
True fact. Yakima got ash from
yeah.
Mount St.
Oh, yeah.
Helens.
Oh yeah. They got it too. And there's a volcano in Wyoming.
Yeah, that's Yellowstone.
No, not
Oh, that's
Yellowstone.
not okay.
Not the super volcano. There's a volcano in central Wyoming. It's called Devil's Mountain, I believe.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And that volcano is responsible for changing. That eruption is responsible for changing the direction of the Missouri River. The Missouri River used to run north into the Hudson. And that volcano eruption changed its direction so that it ran into the Mississippi.
Just wait until Mount Rainier erupts. I wouldn't be surprised if Mount Rainier triggers Mount Hood and Mount Adams to go off too.
And they're due about every 500,000 years. Mount St. Helens erupts, could erupt every 150, but usually the volcano itself is only about 250,000 years old. It's a pretty young volcano. It's the youngest of all the Cascade volcanoes.
I'm telling you, the one that I always worry about is the super one, the Yellowstone. That ever goes, we're in trouble. We're in serious trouble. Watch the video about that. It's very
interesting. Enough, all the senators have private land tucked away in the Grand Tetons.
Where's that at? I'm sorry, I don't know where that
in northern Wyoming.
Oh, okay.
The Grand Teton is basically like leads up into Yellowstone. It's about 20 miles from Yellowstone.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't want to be there.
The Grand Teton, because the Frenchman that found the range said it looked like a woman's breast, so he called it Le Grand Teton. The big pit.
I'll tell you what. Watch the movie about oh God, what's the name of the one that killed all those people over in Italy? I think.
Oh, Pompeii.
Yeah. Watch that movie. That's interesting.
Killed a bunch of people in Herculaneum too.
Yep. Oh.
Yeah. Isn't that like Manitoba or something like that? I don't know.
No, that was Vesuvius.
Vesuvius, yeah. I couldn't remember if it was or not.
79 AD, I believe, is when it erupted.
Yeah,
that would have been the reign of Nero, maybe.
Might have been. I don't know.
No.
I just want to say hi to Raphael.
So, yeah.
No, Nero was dead by then.
Mm. Color, did you ever see that movie, The Passion of the Christ?
One of our favorite movies.
What's that?
I can't watch it without crying though.
What's that?
Passion of the Christ.
Never seen it.
Never saw it. You gotta watch it. It's a great. That's one by what's his name? Mel Gibson, I believe, directed that.
Yeah.
It's a great movie. I watch it during Easter, like the times of Easter. I watch it.
We watch it during Easter, but we also watch Ten Commandments during Easter too.
Yeah. I was mad.
I always watch Spartacus. I'm just kidding. I don't watch that on Easter.
No. Did you ever see Ben-Hur, Color?
No, that's actually what I was thinking of. That's always on Easter too.
Oh, you never saw Ben-Hur?
Most of it, but I mean, like, it's a 50,000 hour long movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, I love it. My favorite is the chariot scene. That's always my favorite part of the chariot scene. But, yep, that's when I get religious. That and Christmas. Those are the 2 times I'm the most religious.
Me, I get religious right after an accident.
Oh,
I think
okay.
that Vikings series would be a good movie to watch around Christmas.
What's that?
I mean, if you like that Vikings series that was on History Channel,
Oh, okay.
because I was watching that movie, like that show, I realized that like there's some serious like undertones there, like about the battle between the old gods and the new, like
Yeah.
going on. You know what I mean? Like it's really a powerful show.
Do you know that the chariots are still under the Red Sea?
Oh, really? Huh.
Yep.
Amazing.
We saw a program on it.
Oh, okay.
Technically,
We watch a lot of documentaries.
Full Metal
Wow.
Jacket. Full Metal Jacket is technically a Christmas movie because there is a Christmas Carol in it.
That's a good movie. I've seen that one.
One
is
of
my
Rich's
man,
favorite.
This is my fun. This is for
Yeah.
this
The
is for
man
fun.
literally sings "Happy Birthday" to Jesus, so
Yep,
it is
yep,
definitely
yep.
a Christmas movie.
Yep, that's a good one.
Lear Emery. Yep. One of our favorite actors.
I like when when the one guy says he wants to do journalism and the drill sergeant like, Jesus H. Christ, what do you think you are? Fucking Nicky Spillane. You're a killer, not a fucking writer, pardon my French.
Oh, what do we have here? A comedian.
Yep.
Oh man. And the
Can
cool
you-
thing about that movie is that guy was only there to assist the drill instructor on authenticity, but he ended up playing the role himself. He
Yes.
wasn't there to get the role. He's
He
just
did
there
a wonderful job in that movie. That's yeah.
because he was
There's
actually a
another
drill
TV
sergeant in real
show.
life.
There's he was in the guy that played Pyle. He there's a TV series. I think it was a cop show or something like that he played in.
Oh,
And the first time I saw him with hair, I was like, now he looks familiar, but who in the heck is he? And then I looked closer, I was like, oh, that's the guy that plays Pyle in Full Metal Jacket. I wasn't used to him having hair.
yeah.
I had no idea. There was a segment during boot camp where they were eating crayons. That's what Raphael Courtwright said.
Private Pile. What
Yeah.
the hell is this?
A jelly donut.
A jelly donut.
Can you make the whole squad do push-ups and sit-ups and shit?
You know, when they were hitting Pyle with a soap in the rag, I felt every single beating. My stomach turned when they were doing that. I could actually feel it.
Yeah, but I've had friends in different services, and they said that's what they did to guys that screwed up a lot.
There you go.
It was no, I'm saying it was a way to get them more in line of not screwing around. Hey,
Yeah,
you're there to do a job. You're there to do a job.
Yeah.
And that's protect your country. And that's why whenever I go to the store and here in Emmaus and I see somebody that served in the service and I say, hey, yeah, I was in Vietnam or Korea or whatever, I always try and make it a point to shake their hand and thank them for their service. And so I'm like, why'd you thank them? I said, because if it wasn't for them, we'd be speaking Russian, Spanish, or not Spanish, I'm sorry, Russian, Chinese, German, any one of them.
Yeah, we're already speaking Spanish, so yeah.
Yeah. Well, I didn't mean it bad like
You know
that. Right?
You know what's funny? We always say that.
Sorry, I didn't mean
Greg,
it like
no,
that,
no,
buddy.
no,
I'm
I'm
sorry.
not trying to make fun of you, Craig, but we always say that, right? But
Yeah.
we do speak all those languages.
Yeah.
Another good one is Born on the 4th of July.
I think they talking about that's the first language. I guess that's
Yeah,
what
that's
he
true.
mean.
Oh, Tom Cruise.
Yep.
That's a good movie. Yep.
Yeah, that's the irony of it, Crypto, is that like nobody wants an official language anymore.
Nope.
Another military one. Well, it's not exactly a military one,
Man, if
but
the Germans would have won, we'd all be speaking German. Well, my mom speaks German.
oh yeah, Sergeant York. That's another good one.
Yes.
That's an old one.
Yeah. Who? Oh God, who's on? Gary Cooper.
Yep.
Yep.
Sergeant York.
My favorite one is Patton. I
I
love
don't think I've
Patton.
seen that one.
What are we talking about? The military movies or sitcoms or what?
Yeah,
remember when we
military
all played-
movies.
Oh,
Like
remember when we were kids? We were playing
Oh, the best
Cowboys
ones.
and Indians.
Mhm.
I didn't want to be the Indian. I wanted to be the cowboy. I wanted to be Gary Cooper.
What's his name? Full Metal Jacket is the best one of all time.
Yeah. Yeah, we were
That's
just
what we're
talking
saying.
about it, but
As soon as you got up here, that's what we were talking about. Yeah.
Oh, it was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
my
Ari-
favorite one is
Ari
Patton.
Lee.
That's my movie.
Ermy.
What is it, Greg?
It's Patton. That's my favorite one.
Oh,
'Cause it's
Patton.
George C. Scott.
I have to go with King Arthur with Clive Owen. Number one favorite movie of all time.
To Hell and Back is another good one. Audie Murphy.
Now, I'll tell you what's my all-time favorite movie. John Belushi, Animal House.
Oh yeah, my all time favorite movie is Coming to America. No,
Rich is
Yes, that's a good one. Eddie Murphy.
Rich's all time favorite is Shane. It's a
Mm.
western.
Yeah.
Come
My favorite part of Animal House when the guy's on the guitar and he's singing and shit, and Belushi grabs it.
0.0.
What is it?
0.0.
Yes, yeah.
0.0.
Yep.
Mm.
And they shoot the horse, and they shoot it, and they give him blanks, and he's supposed to shoot the horse, and he shoots the gun up in the air, and you hear the horse go, "Ugh," and they run in. Holy shit! What happened? Maybe he had a heart attack. God. I love Animal House. I'm sorry. It's a funny classic. Just like my mother hates when summertime comes around, because I love watching Jaws.
I
That is
watched that not that long ago.
That is the best summertime movie. Jaws.
So is Jaws a submarine movie?
It's a
No, it's a
Christmas
shark
movie.
Megalodon
movie.
is better. Actually, the Meg is better. And Meg
But we
2.
all know it's a submarine. So is it technically a submarine movie like Hunt for Red October or K-19?
No. By the way, I like the Hunt for Red October. That's another good one. Sean Connery.
I haven't seen that one in years.
But nope. And the thing about Jaws, it had to be filmed an extra month and a half. They were having problems with the mechanical shark, and the guy that played Quint, you know who I mean, Color? Did you ever see the movie?
What is it again? What movie?
Jaws.
Oh,
The
yeah.
shark movie. Okay.
Yeah,
The guy Quint, they had to do a lot of cutting of scenes and him stop filming because he'd be drunk half the time during the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So it went a month and a half longer. But boy,
My favorite part of that movie is when that one guy says, "We need a bigger boat."
That's Roy Scheider. Yes. Do you know
Yeah.
that was ad lib? That was not in the script, and he just backed up and said that, and the directors were like, "Okay, go with it. It works," and it did.
Jim Carrey, he ad libs a lot.
You know, if the hunt for if Red October would have succeeded in its original mission, we'd all be speaking the Queen's English.
Yes.
Because for some reason the Russians had a Scottish guy as their captain. Couldn't figure that one out.
Dirty Dozen, another good one.
Yes.
Wasn't Popeye originally a Scottish guy?
I don't know, wasn't it? Who
I don't
knows?
know.
That was a good
was
movie,
always
man.
drunk.
Robin Williams. I grew up
Yeah.
with that one. That was a great flick,
Yeah.
man, when we were kids.
Popeye, yeah.
When I saw,
He was always
when I-
drunk.
when I first saw he was in it, I was like, "No way could he pull this off." He did a great job.
Yeah, Shelley Long played Olive Oil.
Yes.
Yep, played olive oil.
Have you guys seen Rose Red?
They supposed to be coming out with a new one.
No.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
heard Will Smith was supposed to be
Supposed
play
to be
him.
a new
Will
one.
Smith.
Well, they missed their chance, Crypto, because the only guy that could reprise Robin Williams' role as Popeye is probably Dave Goulier from Full House, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
That dude had it down, man. He would always do that Popeye impression in the show, man. He had it down.
Oh, okay.
I heard I heard they're gonna make Will Smith the new Popeye.
Oh yeah.
Real
You
talk,
know,
it-
I
Damn,
didn't-
who's gonna be olive oil?
yeah.
You know, after Robin Williams died,
Chris
I
Rock.
didn't even bother with watching the new
Chris
Aladdin.
Mm.
That was
Rock's
just-
gonna be Bluto.
Chris Rock's gonna, yeah, that's they make Chris Rock Bluto. Oh man.
You know what would be funnier? Instead of Chris Rock, Kevin Hart. Because he's short. That would be funnier.
Chris Rock, no, actually, Kevin Hart will be Sweet Pea.
Oh man. Sweet Pea. Remember the little three nephews, something like that? Poopeye, Peepeye, and Popeye, whatever his name.
Oh yeah.
The three of them.
Have you guys seen the movie Purgatory?
Yeah, didn't
Yes,
Burgess
that's,
Meredith play Uncle Popeye or Grandpappy?
Grandpappy, yeah.
Wasn't that Burgess Meredith?
So
No, that was somebody else. It was not
I
him.
forgot who that
You
was.
sure?
Maybe it was. I don't remember. But
Mm.
I'm
don't know.
pretty sure it was Burgess Meredith.
oh, it was.
That
Hey,
played the Grandpa Popeye. Yeah.
during what was it? Mother's Day weekend, this past weekend, they were running a Twilight Zone marathon on the Sci-Fi Channel, and I saw one of Burgess. And did you know he guest starred the most on the original Twilight Zone?
Oh yeah.
Mm.
He guest starred 5 times.
Okay.
He was the original Penguin on the Batman series.
I
Batman.
love the original. Holy Stromboli Batman or
Well,
something.
no, I was
corny like-
wondering who played.
And he also played in the original Clash of the Titans.
Yep.
The one with the sand monsters and stuff.
So the
No,
one
that's
who
the
played
new one.
Bluto is Paul L. Smith.
In the original Popeye?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ray Walston is the one that plays Pappy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I loved him in My Favorite Martian.
No, he was a younger guy.
The best one with Ray Walston, Fast Times in Ridgemont High. Did you ever see that movie?
Oh, Ray Walston. That's the guy that plays the groundskeeper on Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Yes.
Yeah, I know who that. Okay, yeah.
But did you
He
ever
also
see the
played.
movie
He
Fast
played in the
Nine?
original. He was in the original of Mice and Men. He was the
Yeah.
old guy that
Who
with the
he played?
dog.
He didn't
with
play
the
Lenny.
sick dog.
He didn't play Lenny on Mice and Men.
No, he was the old guy with the sick
No, he
dog.
was the old guy.
Remember they had to shoot the old guy's dog?
Mhm.
Hey, Color, now you're talking my
Happy,
way.
I think his name was.
I
Star
was
Trek: The
sad
Next
when they.
Generation was my favorite.
Nah, see, I'm an
What
original
was that
Star
list?
Trek guy. Give me Captain Kirk any day.
Now I'm
Well, I
torn
like the original
because
too.
when I was in elementary school, we had to watch the original of Mice and Men in black and white.
Did you like it?
And
We
that
watched the
was
color one.
that had Ray Walston in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I loved it.
Mhm.
One of my favorite movies. But
Yeah.
one of the rare movies where it's hard to decide if the remake is better or not.
Yeah.
Because
Mhm.
Gary Sinise and John Malkovich in that movie as
He's a
Lenny
good
and
actor.
George. I mean, just fantastic movie, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Like the remake is really good.
Yes.
Yeah, Gary Sinise is a real good actor.
Did you
I'd
guys
say
ever
Lieutenant
that about a
Dan
lot
from
of movies,
Forrest
though.
Gump. That's Lieutenant Dan. I met him in person overseas when he did
Oh,
a
did
USO
you?
tour. I met him in person. Gary Sinise.
Oh
Yep.
my God, he was funny
I
in
think
that
everybody
movie.
was calling him Lieutenant Dan as they was going up to him too. It was
Lieutenant
funny.
Dan. Well, you know what? When you get a
So,
certain to be a certain role, that
Yeah,
just
it
happens,
sticks with
right?
you. It carries with you.
so
Yep.
Yeah.
Raphael brings up an interesting movie, The Last Castle, right? I believe it's
Mhm.
Robert Redford that plays in that.
Yeah, it is.
And,
Yep, that's him.
what I thought was interesting about the movie was it came out like in the early 90s, I think. And
Mhm.
what was going on in the early 90s was kind of this paradigm shift to how movies used to like roll along and play out as opposed to how they are now.
Mhm.
And the acting styles and everything are different. Like, you know, when you're watching a good actor from the 80s and 90s, you have to judge differently than a good actor today because their styles were different back then, right?
Mhm.
And I think The Last Castle was interesting because you had a whole cast of like newer, like he's saying, 2001. You had a cast of like a whole bunch of newer, younger actors with Robert Redford. And his acting style, like you could literally see it contrasting with all the younger actors. It was
Yeah.
like watching two different types of movies, like
Yeah.
two movies
Yeah.
from two different eras blended into one.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of
It
your
was like
acting
really
performances kind
plain
of
and
carries
day
with
to
you.
see the acting style difference from the 80s to the 90s and 2000s.
Yeah.
Have any of you guys seen Shawshank Redemption or Rose Red?
Right,
saw
right.
Oh,
Shawshank.
Morgan
That's a
Freeman.
good example of what I'm talking
Yeah.
about, Liz. Take Shawshank Redemption, for example. Now take out what's his name? Tim Robbins, right? As an actor, and put in Gary Cooper or Burt Lancaster.
Yeah.
And then imagine the movie playing out. That's how Last Castle was. Like there
Yeah.
was one actor that was like completely different style than everybody else.
Yeah, some characters, that actor just fits the role. You
Yeah.
can't imagine nobody else ever in that role.
Crypto, right? It was like he was like he was like an old horse that put out the pasture that's still trying to race, and today his race. They're like, no, bro, you know what I mean? Like, the movie was good, but it's like
Yeah.
you could just tell he was, yeah, Robert, yeah, you're done, buddy. You need to start playing an old man or something.
You know, when they
Yeah.
did Rose Red, is loosely based off the house that's in Tacoma, Washington.
Like
Huh.
you could tell all the other actors wanted the movie to be edgy and new millennia ish, and Robert Redford's just bringing it down like, almost like you're watching Full House. You know what I mean?
Talking about Robert Redford, Burbaker. That was a prison
Brubaker.
movie.
Yeah. I want to tell you something. You've seen the movie Dick Tracy, the one with Warren Beatty,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Warren Beatty did an interview in that about after the movie came out and ran its course and that. He said he was getting calls. All his buddies wanted to play in that. They had to actually come up with characters because all these guys, come on, let me get into the movie and let me play in this movie and that. But it's just amazing. If you got a hit, guys will want to play with you, and that's what happened with that one. It was something. That
Hey.
just like Twilight Zone. You know how I said about Twilight Zone? Okay? Go back and watch some of the episodes. All the big names.
Mm.
Burgess Meredith, William Shatner. Guys like
That's
that.
another one.
That's
What about The Outsiders?
Captain
They had a
Kirk,
lot of good famous actors before they were famous.
Yeah, yeah. People
Right
Yeah.
down to the female
I only
love
can see him as
interest
Captain
was
Kirk.
Diane Lang.
Mhm. Hey, by the way,
Yeah.
let me circle back to Lieutenant Dan. Every time I think of Lieutenant Dan, there's one of my favorite memes around Thanksgiving is this one right here.
Oh God.
Okay.
Lieutenant
That's
Dan.
And speaking of the same movie, now out of all the Tom Hanks movies, I say I can't see him nobody other than Forrest Gump.
Yep.
That's the first thing coming to my mind.
Yeah.
I can never see him anybody else other than Forrest Gump. Out of all the movies he made,
Yeah.
because he played it so well.
Well,
He
just like
mastered that
Wesley Snipes.
character
Every
so
time I see
well.
Wesley Snipes, I think of Blade now.
Blade, yep, that's the only thing I think
Yeah.
of too. Yep, I think about Blade. Yep, I'm like, that's Blade.
Whenever I think of Tom Hanks, now all I think of is Diddy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Damn, I thought
nice.
you said, my bad. I heard Jenny. I thought you said Diddy. I'm like, what?
Jenny,
Hey,
Jenny. I named my boat Jenny.
Well, I'm not a wise man, but I do know what love is.
I do know what love is. Stupid is, stupid does.
Yeah. Remember when he ran through the Alabama football practice? They signed him,
Yeah.
and all he had to do was return kickoffs or punts, and they'd say, "Now run," and he'd run. And they
Run
had-
for it. He kept
Yeah,
running.
run, Forrest, run, and he kept running. So the coach was supposed. You know who the coach was supposed to be?
Wasn't it Tom
That
Landry or
was,
something like that?
that was Saban or Buckner, wasn't it?
No,
Was
that
it- was
was. Oh God, what was his name? The coach that
It wasn't
coached
Buckner,
him.
was it?
No. But I'm
Oh,
saying
okay.
the world famous coach that coached at Alabama, not Woody Hayes. No. Oh no,
He
it
was before Saban. Well, he's well before
I
Saban,
know.
right?
was well before Saban. Oh God! But anyway, he had the iconic hat on and plaid jacket and
Yeah.
stuff, and he
Sonny
said
Sawyer,
he may
Sonny
be.
Sawyer, Sonny
Yes.
Sawyer.
So he'd say he may be the stupidest son of a
Paul
bitch in the world, but he can run.
Oh yeah, Paul Bear.
Yeah.
Paul Bear.
Bryant.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
Paul Bryant. Yep.
Right. Okay.
But
Oh, Bear Bryant. Yeah.
but he had the kind of just like did you see that Kristen Cage is going to do a movie and it's going to be
Mm.
about John Madden, and he's going to play John Madden in the movie.
Yeah, you talking about Nicolas Cage?
Yeah, Nicolas
Nicolas
Cage.
Cage is gonna play John Madden.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage. Yeah.
Okay, but it's
Yeah.
a younger Madden.
Yep.
So I gotta correct Joe Wrist real
And
quick.
The Rock is playing Jimmy Johnson.
So Joe Wrist is Liam Neeson that plays in Taken, not Eckenberg.
Eichenberg plays on Taken.
No, Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson is doing the
Yeah,
he's
He's
new
a good- he's another good
Naked
actor,
Gun too.
I was talking about the movie Taken.
I always see him as a pair of the guy that who's on the top secret agent, CIA gauge.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
first thing coming about when I see him as a top secret CIA. That's the only thing I
Remember,
can see him in.
remember in the movie Taken, because you said about Taken. Remember that part when he's talking to the guy and he says, "I don't know who you are. I don't know where you are.
Yeah.
I don't have money, but I will find you and I will kill you." And you hear the voice say, "Good luck."
Right.
And that's what he based on finding the guy on that
Yeah.
just by saying good luck.
Yeah.
That was
That's
a
a
meal
great
on a
movie.
stack.
That's a great movie, Taken. The
Yeah.
other two I didn't care for, but that first one, that was
Yeah.
a great one.
Yeah.
But when you talked about Blade, oh God, Blade, yes. I like the third one because Triple H is in it when he played a
Blade
vampire.
and
Blade is my favorite comic book hero of all time.
Is he?
you said Triple H played in Blade?
Yeah, he was
In
in
the third
he was
one.
in Blade.
He played
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Blade Trinity. He played a vampire.
Yeah, they played. They fought the guy was the final guy that was Dracula. They fought Dracula in that one.
Yes.
Yeah, and they made a vampire dog too out of a palm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Pomeranian. Yeah.
And he looks at him. He goes.
I don't think I saw
He
that one.
goes. He looks at the Pomeranian. Fuck me. And then the
I gotta
two
check
bigger.
that one out.
Fuck me sideways. And they're
As
chasing
a matter
him.
of fact, you know what? I watched that this weekend. Fuck it, I got the DVD at home, so I might as well watch. I'm gonna watch it this weekend. I'm gonna watch all three of them.
They're great. They're
I
great.
love Blade.
Yeah.
Raphael brought a good one. Demolition Man.
Yes.
I like that one too.
And one of my favorite scenes of Blade was at the end of part 2 when he was one of the vampires was in the, like I forgot what it was in like at a strip club, whatever. And all of a sudden he thought he was gonna see a stripper. He sees Blade. He goes, "You thought I forgot about you?"
Yes. Yep. So, well, listen, my phone's about to go. I want to say goodnight to everybody.
Yes.
Always
Don't
good
worry,
to talk,
we have
everybody.
the Alabama quarterback, so we're in good hands, Craig.
Would you shut up about the Alabama?
We
God.
have them.
Hey, at least we don't have a. Wait a minute. At least we don't have a Florida quarterback.
That's true, but hey, that's true.
I'm sorry. I had to throw that at you.
And we don't have any Notre Dame players either, so that's good too.
We did, but we got rid of them. Durham Smythe. Oh, you got Liam. He's a Notre Dame guy.
Who? Liam Eichenberg?
Yeah.
Well, that's true.
I think he's gonna be an all-pro. Liam's gonna be an all-pro this year. You heard
We do
it
have
first.
a quarterback that was complimented by a Florida quarterback.
That's right. Hey, listen. Yeah,
But-
I'm not gonna lie. We don't. I don't think Florida has ever produced a good quarterback. So
So,
You mean
but
Tim
I-
Tebow's not on that list, Shay?
maybe in college, yeah, but not in. He does have more
Okay.
playoff wins than Tua. That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
I just
We
want
gotta
to say
sign him.
the
Doesn't Rex
best
Grossman have a
Alabama
playoff win
quarterback
too?
ever was
Yeah, he
Rex
does.
Grossman was in the Super Bowl.
Right.
Yeah,
There you go.
exactly.
Joe
Got
Namath.
4 playoff runs. Don't he?
before I go. Joe Namath was the best Alabama quarterback.
Hey, Rex Grossman has more Super Bowl appearances than Josh Allen.
Yep.
Bro. Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
Hey, he almost won one too.
Uh-huh.
So, all right,
All right.
everybody. Everybody have a good night. Love you guys.
Hey, my
Take
brother,
care.
good thing as always, man.
Yep. Thank
All
you for
right.
putting up with me.
All right, Sebring.
I don't know. Thank you for putting up with me too. So hey, it
Yeah.
goes both ways.
Tell her
Yeah.
always good to talk to you, my friend.
Yes, sir. You have a good night.
You too. Take care,
Well-
everybody.
Take care,
What
man.
about Kevin Costner in the movie Revenge?
Actually, you know what my favorite Kevin Costner movie was
What?
believe it or not, if I had to pick one Kevin Costner movie to watch, it would be 3,000 Miles from Graceland. I love that
Actually,
movie.
I liked Open
You
Range.
sure it's not Waterworld?
No, Because that was the first time he ever. That was the first time he ever played a villain, and he was badass in that movie.
If you guys haven't seen Revenge with Kevin Costner, it is a must watch. It's very thrilling. You're like trying to figure out what's going to happen next before it even happens. Kind of suspenseful.
What was
But I
that
will
movie with
warn you,
Robert
though.
Duvall, man? He was in. It was pretty good. Was that a Open Range or something?
Yes. That one was a good one. The what? Please, will you shut up?
What are you?
Rich was saying something about Robert Duvall being in a movie about a lion. Oh yes, Secondhand Lions is what he's talking about. That one was a funny one.
Shake, you know another one that one character I can't I always think about the movie from Shake?
What's that?
Kurt Russell and Escape from New York. I always see him as Snake Plissken. Every time I see him in the movie, he's Snake Plissken for me.
See, for me, it's Wyatt Earp now. Crypto. I can't see nobody but Wyatt Earp in him now.
So let me ask you
Yeah,
this.
that's another one. But yeah,
When you see damn it, what's that guy's name? Morgan Freeman. Do you see Lean on Me?
yeah, exactly. Joe Clark. Yep, yep. That's what I was gonna say earlier. Yeah, I can't help but to see it. They used to call me Crazy Joe, but now they call me Batman.
See, I can't see anybody but Kurt Russell as Wyatt and Val Kilmer as Doc Holliday.
Yeah.
Tombstone.
Kilmer.
Yep.
I'll be your
Tombstone.
Huckleberry.
Be a Huckleberry.
Yeah. Kurt Russell, as soon as I hear his name, I think of Wyatt Earp. I think of the deadbeat father in Overboard, and I think of Captain Ron.
Yeah, that's what I think of. Actually, to be honest with you, that's what I think of Overboard.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite movies.
Well, yeah, I guess because old school for me, that's why I think of Snake Plissken.
Actually, Kurt Russell's a decent comedic actor too.
Yeah.
Does all right.
Yeah.
He's just so aloof. Like he plays that aloofness really well. You know what I mean? He's naturally funny.
What character? Because this guy he has a lot of range because he plays from a doofball to a serial killer.
I know you.
When you think of Woody Harrelson, what do you think of?
Now you see
White man can't jump. Yeah, white man can't jump. That's right, Mr. Polk. Yep, that's the first come to my mind too. That's one of that one too. Yeah.
The other one I think it was Kingpin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Kingpin. That's my favorite.
I know you guys agree with me on this one. Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. He's permanently Wolverine.
Oh yeah.
Didn't Woody Harrelson?
He's definitely Wolverine.
In a melodramatic thriller set in Central Florida, Shake, called what was it called? Palmetto. Was he in that movie?
I don't remember.
What's that movie?
I like the Now
I think
You
it's
See
got
Me.
Gina Gershon in it.
When I see Woody, when I hear Woody Harrelson, I think of Now You See Me 1 and 2, and they're making a third one too now.
I always think of Cheers though. Cheers.
Yeah, Cheers is one if you want to talk about daytime. But yeah, like I said, Shake, Hugh Jackman is definitely permanently Wolverine. Nobody can ever play that role.
That's true.
You know, I've
same thing
never
with,
I
Robert
never
Downey
watched
Jr.
any of the
Who played
Wolverines. The
Iron
only
Man
thing I've
besides
ever
Robert
seen
Downey
him
Jr.
in was Swordfish, man.
Oh, that was a good one.
Who was the
Yeah,
best
Swordfish
Batman?
was earlier. He kind of like overtook that one.
Let's talk
With
about
all
that.
the Wolverine series.
Let's do the old age-old debate. Who was the best Batman? What do you think
Robert
of?
Pattinson?
Michael Keaton?
Michael Keaton,
No.
easily.
Yeah, that's what I think of.
Kilmer.
Nope. No.
Kilmer.
Robert Pattinson.
I mean, honestly, Nobody look. None of them had
Adam
to
West,
deal. None of them had to deal with the clunky old fucking dot, punch card computer like Adam West, man. I mean, the guy had to literally read paper to get an answer from the computer, man.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember
That's
that. In fact, that Batman,
old Morse code.
that still come on
That's
TV.
Joker.
Oh,
The
I'm gonna
That's
original
old
Joker.
Morse code.
Oh, yeah, actually, I like Jack Nicholson, but obviously the one who died,
No, okay.
Brokeback Joker was my favorite one.
Joker.
I like
They
the
actually came out
original
with Joker the movie. Remember Joker the movie, right?
Yeah,
Heath
By the way,
Ledger.
yeah. Whenever I see him, though, the guy who played Joker, I always think of Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I can never see him out of not being Johnny Cash. Just like the guy who played Spawn, the one we call that said that looked like Von Joe, he played Mike Tyson in the movie.
See, the
I was-
guy that played Johnny
Mhm.
Cash, all I can think of is Commodus from Gladiator.
I remember when he was just a little
Commodus,
squirter.
Commodus from Gladiator, and Swing Away, Meryl. That's all I think of when I see that guy.
You're talking about
Rocky
Jacqueline Fear. You're talking about Jacqueline Phoenix, and the only one I see him is the only one that I remember him being young was it was called Ruskies. It was a really old one, 80s I think.
Oh yeah,
early
that is
80s.
an old one.
By the way, another one that this is Raphael Courtwright, Tommy Lee Jones. When I see Tommy Lee Jones, I always think of Men in Black.
Halloween.
Or, the
I think
Fugitive.
of Halloween.
Man,
That's Jamie Lee Curtis. My bad.
I
I
can't.
think of Jamie Lee
I can't
Curtis.
think of nothing but the federal marshal, man.
Nope.
I'm thinking about
Tommy Lee
Jamie Lee
Jones?
Curtis. My bad.
In
Yeah,
the
my bad.
fugitive
Tommy-
and U.S. Marshals. That's all I
shit,
can think of.
Jamie
is
Lee
Tommy Lee
Curtis.
Jones.
I like her in
Halloween. I can't see ever nobody being chased down by Michael Myers.
The other thing is, like, especially if you're already talking about Robert Duvall, when I hear Tommy Lee Jones, I think of nothing but Gordon Call and Lonesome Dove.
Wasn't he in Toy Story? No, that wasn't him. I'm mixing up my movies. The title.
When
I think you're thinking of adult Toy Story.
When I hear Tommy Lee Jones, the first one that comes to mind is him as Two-Face in one of the Batman movies. I don't remember which one it was.
The one with Val Kilmer, I think,
Yeah, I think it was.
or George Clooney. It might have been the George Clooney one.
God, that was worse for George Clooney. He played a horrible in there.
And he kind of small to be a Batman character.
What's that, Mr. Pope?
Well, Keaton, do y'all think he was too small to be a Batman character?
Well, no, because they molded the muscle in his bat suit.
Yeah,
I mean,
they can kind of alter it with CGI. CGI can overcome a lot of deficiencies.
You put on a molded, muscly breastplate, Mr. Polk, and you're strong all of a sudden. You know, that's how the Romans did it.
Oh, that's a good point.
Is that how Yul Brynner had all the muscles?
And the women, they even molded their Grand Tetons. By the way, that none of that's true. Hollywood glamorizes that with the molded abdomen and all that. I don't think anybody had armor like that. Maybe a couple really, really rich
That'd have been a
dudes.
lot of workout.
Like
How about that?
archaeologists probably found one breastplate that was molded with abdominal muscles, and they're like, everybody did it. And next thing you know, the next Roman movie comes out and everybody's got molded freaking armor.
Yeah.
How about have you guys seen the Exorcism of Emily Rose? That was freaky. Don't watch that one at night, I'm telling you.
I can't do possession movies. There's only one. and it can never be topped.
And which one is
No
that,
offense,
caller?
no offense to any other possession movies, but just nothing tops The Exorcist, the original.
Oh, I won't watch that.
The
Nope,
original or
nope.
the third one? Just make sure
The
you don't
third
turn
one
the
was
lights out.
Hey, Crypto, I hear you all the time bringing that one up. The third one was fantastic, dude. I
Yeah,
loved
the
it.
third one.
Hey, by the way, there's like this watch party, like that, like they have this party, like like a drive-in movie, like this big theater that's in a pool, and they watch Jaws in that. Would you do that? Or watch Jaws in the water?
Oh,
As long as it's not that one in Universal Studios with the CGI shark that pops out at you,
Yeah.
Oh wait, that was Back to the Future Part 2. Never mind. Remember when he gets to the future and like the shark pops out of the Jaws advertisement off the billboard?
Mm-hmm.
And now you go back and watch it now, and we're like, that's nothing. You know what I mean? Like, I think they already did that in Sydney a couple times. Or
Have you guys
Beijing.
seen The Entity
No.
with Barbara Hershey?
You talking about the old? I guess the old one?
Yeah,
Hey, Crypto, do you
The
know who this
old
guy
one.
is, Crypto?
I have no clue.
Crypto? You know him?
I don't have no idea who that is.
What's up, Lewis?
It's hiding in
Yeah,
By
he's
the
in
way,
disguise.
I want to know, I have a question, Crypto. Do you tolerate him?
Yeah, he's on the list now.
Okay.
I've updated my list. He's on there.
Man, listen, I don't have to tolerate. That's my brother. You know what I'm saying? You already know.
Man, I ain't heard Lewis's voice in like a clean
He's
month.
beyond it.
Bro. It has to have been a month, Shake, since I heard Lewis's voice.
You had to come on Spaces.
Man, Lou and Tony be cooking over on the Blitz pickup. Big
That's my
time.
brother
They
right
were
there,
cooking
man.
just a little while ago. Doing
I
some
just
serious
haven't been
stuff.
consuming any content but like what I'm working on right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
The Entity was really good, by the way. That's a Barbara
Yeah, I
Hershey
seen
movie.
that. Yeah, I got
Creepy as heck.
You ain't
Yeah,
kidding.
Lewis, get up here and tell these people why the real reason the Dolphins have 5 primetime games. We all know it's because everybody on our schedule intends to compete this year.
Well,
And they can't have competitors. They can't have contenders losing in primetime.
You know what I heard, and Crypto could attest to this. That Chris Greer talked to the schedule maker, and he said that we're getting Devontae Parker out of retirement, and we're going to make our official run.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I heard about that too.
There you go.
So there you go, man.
Yeah.
There you go. There you have it.
You get
Everybody make sure you're checking out the Blitz pickup. Get over there right now. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button on their latest video and comment in their comment section. Say hi to Lewis. Say hi to Tony. Say hi to Alex. Is Alex still rolling with him? Everybody's still doing it?
He's there in spirit.
Everybody's still together at the Blitz pickup?
Yeah, they should be.
All right. All right.
I reckon.
Highly recommended channel on YouTube. Cutting edge.
Can I ask you something? Has anybody ever approached you about doing commercials with your voice?
No. And I haven't put in the work to get myself out there either.
Because you got a voice for it, bro. Serious talk.
Oh man. Hey, Mr. Polk was telling me the other day that Crypto has a face for radio.
Wow.
Face for radio. Damn.
And that's something. And I never
That's an interesting twist. So, all right. All right.
What's
Yeah,
up,
they've
Mr.
been.
Rose?
I have been monitoring their progress. They've been sizzling over there at the pickup. They've been averaging at least 300-400 views
Oh
every
yeah, they're
single
doing a
show.
good job over there, man. I'm telling you, they're. I love their growth.
Well, like you know how it is, Shake. You know how it is for everybody. Like you've watched, us, yourself. You saw Miss Finn's grow from nothing. It's
Mhm.
plateaus, bro, and they're already on like that second plateau. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think once the season
Oh
once the
yeah.
season hits, it'll spike. But
Well, that's what I'm
unfortunately,
saying.
man,
That's what I'm saying. They're doing that in the in the dead of the off season. You know what I mean?
yeah. But the thing about one thing I hate about Dolphins YouTube, it's saturated, man. You have, I mean, and
That
I'm
too.
not disparaging. You got Ace per head, which is good. Doug D. Durong and he's doing other ventures with TD. TD, obviously, you still got Finside the NFL. You got my man Steve Malloy and that channel, what they do there. You know what I mean? You have the Dive Bar
Mhm.
podcast, then you have Sideline T. I mean, one thing about
Dolphins Collective.
the Dolphins community is we have really good content for whatever it is that you're looking for. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
All flavors. It's like the Baskin Robbins
Yeah.
of content creators.
And
Yeah,
then
And
I can't
I'll still
forget
come
my
across
man,
a channel.
Right?
Shake. I'll still come across a channel where it'll put up a show on my feed that's
Yeah,
got
Big
like
C.
7,000 views, and I've never even heard of the guy. It's like, whoa.
There's another guy, and his name's Big C. He comes on at 10 o'clock every day. He's good.
Mhm.
I like him. Who else? Iceman. Iceman. I love me some Iceman. Iceman is
Big
another
I,
C.
eh,
Big C.
DGE.
Isn't that the guy that the AI thought worked at Finn's Tailgate Shake? Big C. Remember that?
Yeah, and I think one more.
I never put it in. I've been a whole month since I've done that.
Oh yeah, of course we can't forget. Now listen, hold on. I'm not gonna say nothing.
said that?
I'm not gonna say this content creator's name, but I'm just going to. You'll know who I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, I was up on his panel earlier today.
Yeah, he's another guy.
You can find him in the phone book under takes.
Bobby, yeah. DG. Oh yeah, DGE is another one.
All right, DGE.
And
That's a-
CB83 if he ever comes on again. But yeah, man, we have a lot of
Iceman been working lately, man. He's been over at what is this called?
Deep Zone.
Deep Zone.
Deep Zone, yeah.
Yeah, man. I love the fact that we have wonderful content creators, man, and we work together too for the most part.
Well, what it tells you is no matter how bad the Dolphins get, there'll always be at least one Dolphin channel on YouTube.
Yeah, man.
You forgot Go Time Dolphins.
Hey, even this guy, listen, even EM Dolphin fan who don't return my text messages.
Oh yeah,
he's another guy that.
Yeah, the Mister. I don't want to do a show. I just want to like pull everybody's strings.
This guy right here, he's what you
influencer.
call a mercenary. EM is a mercenary. That's
Exactly, a merc. Right. He's a Viking. EM's a Viking.
He don't know how to answer people's text messages and whatnot, but you know what I'm saying? I'm used to it by now.
EM's a Viking. He'll work for any country, bro. Whichever king pays him the most.
You guys forgot Go Time Dolphins.
I'm highly disappointed in you, EM. That's all I gotta say. I got nothing more to say, but I'm highly disappointed.
The good thing about being a pagan in the Dark Ages was any kingdom would hire you. You didn't have to worry about what their religion was.
Yeah, man. No, but
you guys forgot Go Time Dolphins with Charlie
Dolphins, yeah. I mean, again, trust me, I guarantee you we could spend a whole hour talking about Dolphins content creator, and I guarantee you we'll probably forget one.
Yeah, well, we can't. I mean, they're holding the fort across the pond. They're like the biggest British Euro Dolphin content channel on the socials.
Oh yeah, and the
Dean Simmons
the Big O,
and Charlie Touche.
The Big O too, the Big O as well. Then
and just to mention the DGE and Iceman did a couple shows together.
My dog.
I thought it was a different Lewis. The last Lewis didn't have the blue, did he?
It's a Lewis Benito that's also in some coming through some chat rooms.
And don't forget about mean old Crabapple Big Nick.
Yeah, Nicky Smokes is another one.
Yeah, him too. But Big Nick, South Florida accountability, making sure that everybody
is accountable on the Dolphins.
Making sure nobody violates our rights, doing audits, great content.
Yeah, Big
even
Nick,
though he's a Crabapple and he's always mean to everybody. It's okay.
At least he's consistent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right. He's consistently mean to everybody. But that's okay. I can work with that, Shake. You know what I mean? When you know somebody, it's easy to digest their code. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But he does great work. You can't, mean or not. He does highly valuable work, in my opinion. I mean, think about it. These guys act that way with people like Big Nick walking around keeping them in check, and they still act that way. Imagine if people weren't keeping them in check.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you don't have to imagine. All you have to do is live all of our lives growing up.
Oh man, but yeah, like I said, we could do a laundry list of good Dolphin content creators out here, man.
I'm just happy to see so many of them.
Oh, Dolphins Talk! Holy crap! I forgot. How the hell did I forget Dolphins Talk? That's another one.
Of course, the All Dolphins podcast with Alan Poupart and Dolphins Collective and TD Waterhouse. I mean, Fins Talk.
I want to see in the future. I want to see Joe Risk get a podcast.
Yeah, he'll call it Risk.
But everybody knows the best show around is Insomnia, right, Crypto?
Yeah. Yep.
By the way, Insomnia,
is that a purposeful misspelling? Do you think, Shake, is that a purposeful misspelling by Raphael? Dolls Dairies?
Those diarrheas? Why did she have diarrhea? Did she eat something?
No. Dairies instead of diaries.
Oh no, I think I know what she's talking about. Dairies. Yeah. I know he's talking about
dairies. You get my drift, right?
Yes.
Dolls Dairies.
Milk jugs.
And shout out to Raphael Courtright, because in the morning time I get up and I be traveling. I be going from podcast to podcast, and we be riding ride down the same road. Shout out to you, Raphael.
Wrist Day Business. There you go, Wrist Joe. And Shake, you could call it Doll's Dairy Farm.
Got milk?
I would hope.
Oh man, but you know what? Even though she doesn't have her own channel, man. EM has said this. TD Fins Talk has said this. I think the one person that does not have a show that deserves a show is Finsanity 5.
The Queen. That's right.
Yeah, I agree.
The Queen ain't gotta have a show.
She should. I mean, she has other ventures that's going on, but I would say, because I remember when Marissa Marino did a all women's panel. She put on a masterclass. Oh yeah, 305 Sports Babe is another one that does content.
Mm-hmm.
Dolphins content. You know what I mean?
Pamela should do one too. Pamela Khan.
I don't think she shares a show with Miss Finns, but she makes she does definitely makes a lot of cameos with Miss Finns. She just makes a cameo here and there.
Finsanity is like Ellen of Aquitaine, dude. For like her whole life, for Ellen's whole life, whenever they needed a queen, she was there. You know what I mean? Like
Finsanity 5
the default queen anytime there was an interregnum. Like, oh, if nobody wants, we can't figure out who the king is or the queen. Oh, Ellen will run the show.
Insanity 5 to Miss Finns is like Alex. You know, she'll make a few appearances here and there, but you know.
Oh, has anybody seen Nene lately?
Yeah, she's doing law school right now. You know, I think she's finishing up law school, so I think she's really got her head in. But she does mostly Spaces.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, man. Shout out to Nene, man. Nene's. I'm hoping to see Nene this. Yeah. So, Tony, Finsanity 5 is the GOAT, and you won't get no pushback from that. I think, like I said, I think she needs her own show. And
I agree.
I would definitely.
Oh yeah, Raphael mentioned Papa Paul.
I would definitely Papa Paul. Oh crap, Papa Paul. Yeah, that's damn. See, I told you, Doug. I guarantee you, before the show is end, we'll probably miss another 2 or 3. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, we've got CB83.
No, I mentioned him.
Oh, okay.
He just doesn't do shows anymore like he used to.
You mentioned Paul and Kat.
Or they stopped doing shows, unfortunately.
Oh,
but Kat does a show with I forgot. Oh yeah, Jason Sarney does a show with Dolphins Faithful.
Hey, Shake, what about Dolphins?
That's Lewis' favorite. That's the great as far in the words of Lewis, the great Jason Sarney.
Yep, that's his favorite.
He's
putting them in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, and don't forget it. Don't forget Lewis's other favorite, the Inside Leverage.
Yep,
they do a show.
Yep.
And don't forget about the Outside Crew on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Dolphins Thursday still doing this show? Y'all remember Dolphin Thursday?
He kind of temporarily retired.
Okay. I didn't know that. Okay, thanks for telling me.
Well, Stephen D retired too. There's a lot of people. Hey, listen, we could give you a laundry list of people who retired. Paul Pickens, he retired. Great One DeVore is doing movies now. Kay Flexen retired.
Yeah.
Larry L retired. Stephen D retired. Marissa Marino is retired, semi-retired. You know what I mean? Yeah, B. McD, Kay Flexen retired. He was on the Blender last year. So he said and one of the biggest compliment he could give me, he says, listen, if I never do a show again, he says, I had to do your show because you always supported me. So Kay Flexen, I will always be appreciative of that because dude was out of the game, and I asked him to come on the show with me. He says, since I supported him so much when he was doing the shows, he came on and did my show. So shout out to Kay Flexen for that, man.
Oh, don't forget about it. Needed to be said.
Yeah, needed to be said.
Yeah, it's the same here because
would that be considered a Dolphins podcast, though?
I mean, it's from a Dolphins player.
That's true.
Kay Flex was first Dolphin. Kay Flex, Dudley Do Wrong, and Reason. Those were the first shows I watched.
And then there's the Mike McDaniel Hour. The Mike McDaniel football show.
And what about those who came back, like Mike on the Mic? Because Mike on the Mic had disappeared for a little bit.
Well, Mike on the Mic does college right now. I don't think he does. I mean, he does Dolphins YouTube for now and now, but I think he's more.
Yeah, and neither one of them guys are Hurricanes fans.
So I'm just saying, I'm just glad to see him back.
Yeah, me too. I am too. I
love
Mike on the Mic.
He's
As a matter of
still
fact,
part
Mike
of
on the
the
mic
tailgate
was
family, so you know, technically.
Mike on the mic is the reason I found whatchamacallit. Yeah, we said the dive Jamaican from Zion. We said the dive bar. Dive bar is another good one.
Man with the coolest name in chat, Jamaican from Zion.
Jamaican from Zion. He's not a Canes fan. He's an FSU guy.
Oh, that's the only. It's his only flaw.
Mm-hmm.
It's his only flaw.
Yeah, I go on better. I'm here. I put here. I just but if you want me to send it to you on Twitter, I'll do it too. Hang on, man.
Yeah, Lewis, I'm curious to know what you think about why we have 5 primetime games. I already put out my opinion. I want to see if it aligns. Plus, I haven't
Nothing but
heard your
total
sexy ass
appeasement.
voice in like a month, bro.
That's
Oh yeah,
total
Miami,
appeasement, brother.
Miami Day.
That's what it was.
Yeah, again, another one. My
They,
man
the
Bleezy,
league
Miami Day
schedule makers caved into the Tuaneers.
But Miami Dolphins content doesn't usually come on too much. Bleezy moved to Houston.
Wait, he's a Texans fan now?
No,
Oh
he's
no!
no
Oh,
longer-
he
he's no longer
moved to
Florida
Houston.
anymore.
Oh, okay. He moved to that state. All right, gotcha.
Yeah.
I know what you meant, Shake.
Yep. I think it's funny that nobody wants to see the Bills in prime time.
Who the hell is this asshole?
What's good? What's good? What's good? What's going
What's
on,
good,
fella?
man?
What's up, man? Long time no hear, Lou.
What's up, Lou?
Absolutely. Shake, Mr. Park, Liz, Crypto, Shake, what's good?
What's going on, man?
Ain't
So,
nothing.
Lewis, tell
Chilling.
us what the real reason we got 5 primetime games is. I'm curious. I don't know if you heard my opinion. I already know what the reason is. It's the reason nobody wants to admit to. So let's see
Well,
what you got. See if it aligns.
I got my theory as well, Color. I'm glad you asked. The NFL wants to see the revenge tour of one Zach Wilson.
Oh my
We
I'll
all
give
know,
it. I'll give you that. It's original.
And we do play them
That's
first,
original.
right? Or second on the Jets. The second game, yeah.
We usually know that our starting quarterback, and again, everybody should knock on wood. I don't think no one's asking for that. But for the most part, usually our quarterback usually goes down in a big game scenario or primetime games. And I think the NFL is very intrigued to see, again, could we see, we've all heard the old adage, right? Like the third time is the charm. You've had 2 quarterbacks that have left the Jets and kind of resurrected their career in Geno Smith and Sam Darnold.
And Joe Flacco.
There's another one. Could Zach Wilson be yet just another case of the quarterback leaves the Jets and resurrects his career? I'm all in. I'm a Zachaneer moving forward.
So, okay. I think your take is original. I'd definitely give you that. But we all know that every team on our schedule this year intends to compete. They believe they can compete. So so basically the NFL needed a team they can guarantee 5 wins against.
Yeah.
In other words, a fall guy.
Because they don't want the contenders to lose in primetime.
Well, here's
losing primetime games or winning.
Hey, by the way,
winning.
I agree with Lewis. Not only is Zach Wilson going to take the division from Josh Allen, but he's going to bang his mom too.
Well, out of those five primetime games, realistically, how many of those games do you think the Dolphins, to Color's word, can compete in, or either compete or win in?
Well, one of them is the Ravens.
And one of them is the Bills.
Be the Jets.
Though I'm thinking the Jets week 4
The
Monday
Jets.
night at home gives us our best chance to maybe win a game.
Win.
I think we got the Browns on Halloween Eve. No, that's the Ravens. We got the Ravens on Halloween
Ravens.
Eve.
Yep. Yep.
I know Halloween
So that's
Eve is
close
kind of
to it.
redundant. I know.
I think again, for me, just looking at it, I think it's the Jets is the best case scenario because Week 3 versus Buffalo Thursday night. I don't like that. Ravens Halloween Eve. I don't like that. Would you guys consider
Morning primetime game?
Morning primetime game when we go to Madrid to play the Commanders? I don't like that.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Oh,
loaded.
since
And
Commanders are going to
Pittsburgh at the end of the year.
absolutely.
I think we play
dog
Pittsburgh on Monday
stompers,
night.
dude.
Pittsburgh is the other. Pittsburgh is Monday night crypto, and I believe the Cincinnati game is also Sunday night.
Oh,
Okay.
Jesus.
So, and that might be flexed because that's
Yeah.
late in the season,
Yeah,
right, Lewis?
at least 3 of them are the darlings of the NFL. Lewis, you see where I'm coming from?
Baltimore, Cincinnati, and Buffalo. Absolutely.
In Buffalo, yeah, 3 of them are.
And you could argue Washington
darlings of the
right
Hell,
now.
I mean,
yeah,
if
the
you
new
wanna make
darlings.
the
Yeah,
case-
so 4 to
If you want
5.
to make
Yeah.
the case, all 5 of them, because Pittsburgh is a dynasty franchise of the league. So
Yep. Can't have
Right.
Pittsburgh losing on prime time.
They got star power,
Even though we
with the
did.
head coach. You know,
Pull it out last time, but
Stephen Ross, like, I can't believe we lost to a coach that's too hip hop.
don't they have Aaron Rodgers?
I know that's crazy, ain't it?
I think
I think they did sign him.
I think by the
I think
well,
they were.
I don't think they've signed him yet, but I think by the time the season starts, he'll be a Steeler.
Who are
Right.
they rocking besides?
As of right now, on
Right
the
now, it's
roster,
Thompson
it's
and
it's
Will Howard.
Skyler, Mason Rudolph, and rookie quarterback out of Ohio State, Will Howard.
Skylar Thompson is
Well,
their starter right now.
Well,
Yeah, he's number
well,
1 on the depth chart right now. Yeah,
No, it's Mason
until what's his
Rudolph.
name get there.
No, it's Mason Rudolph as the depth chart that I've seen. It's Rudolph 1, Skyler 2, Will Howard the rookie 3.
When did they get Rudolph? I didn't know they had Rudolph. I thought
They've
Tennessee
had Rudolph for years,
Yeah,
man.
Rudolph for a good while. They
Yeah.
had Rudolph.
Remember
Rudolph-
Rudolph? Remember he got in a fight with
with
what's
Big
his
Ben.
name from the Browns?
What am I mixing up with Tennessee?
No,
Who's
no,
at Tennessee?
No, yeah, because Crypto's right. So last year Rudolph was with Tennessee, but Pittsburgh brought him back this offseason.
that's
as a free
right.
agent.
Oh, that's
Right.
right.
Okay.
Okay. Because I
Yeah, that's
thought
why I
he
was
came.
confused. I didn't even know he came back. That's why I was.
I didn't know he left because I thought
Yeah,
I knew
he went
Yeah,
back.
in
Yeah.
Tennessee.
had-
You know,
Yeah,
it's funny, Mr. Polk.
he
I'm
played
with
against
you.
us last year.
We knew he left because he played against us, but it didn't register like just now in my
Mhm.
brain. Like, oh yeah, that's
Right.
right. He was with Tennessee last year. That's right.
Yeah,
He got back with
yeah.
Pittsburgh so quick, I forgot all about last year.
Yeah, actually, they picked up Mason Rudolph. They brought him back before they picked up Skyler.
Well,
but my question is, wasn't Rudolph there when Big Ben was there?
Yes, he was, Mr. Paul. Yep.
Skyler's getting cut because the Battlehawks are in serious need of a real quarterback. So
Bring him home.
Yep. Mason Rudolph.
By the way, I was in the chat when you said who was worse than Skylar Thompson. I believe whatchamacallit, there was no quarterback worse than Josh Rosen. He's a guy who should have stayed for us to ensure Joe Burrow's services, but that's neither here nor there.
No, they said they brought up that question in Twitter today in the space. They were saying was Skylar Thompson the worst quarterback we've ever had in Miami? And my argument was no. My argument was no.
Why
It
do
was
they have to
Cleo
say that
Lemon.
stupid shit? Just because they have an
Cleo Lemon
agenda to
was.
make sure that,
Yeah.
anybody during the time that even thought for a second to compete with Tua, it has to be the trashiest quarterback we've ever had. Bullshit.
Yeah,
We had
no.
Mike Glennon on our roster, people.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did have Glennon too.
We
Yeah,
had
we
like
got.
that
I don't
White.
think nobody mentioned
Skylar
Glennon.
Thompson hate. He's not even in the building anymore.
What about
We
Trent
had-
Green?
We had Pat White. We had Cleo
Listen,
Lemon.
Brian Flores is not in the building. That doesn't stop him. So
Dante
I mean,
Culpepper.
hell, we had Gus Farrat, Cleo Lemon, Pat White.
Yeah.
We had
Pat
Brock
Wright was
Osweiler
absolutely the worst.
and Trevor Simeon.
We had
on our
John
roster.
Beck. We had John Beck. as
John
our
Beck
starter.
and Lemon were. They was 1 and 2, Lewis, on the depth chart at one point.
And we also had the
There was 1 and
aforementioned
2.
we also had the aforementioned Josh Rosen.
That's what I said. Josh Rosen was, I think, was the
Yeah,
worst
Josh
one.
Rosen. Yeah,
And we had
He's
Mike,
the guy who should have stuck with to secure Joe Burrow's services.
and we had broken Dante Culpepper.
We also had Rafael Courtwright, had Marcus Vick. We had Marcus Vick in the building too.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right, sure did.
Yeah.
For Christ's
Wait a
sake,
minute,
we
did
got Tua as our
Yeah.
starter now.
Did we have Aaron Rodgers' brother
I
in
ain't
the
know
house?
we had Marcus, but I
For a
didn't know
brief
we
bit.
had his for a brief moment. We did. I didn't realize it.
Hey, Lewis.
Damn.
You ever heard of a mamba?
I've heard of a black mamba.
Yeah.
Well, mine's green, but
What,
you hear it?
Is that a snake?
No, that's a electric grinder.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, for sure.
For herbs and spices.
The original name is the Mamba. Yeah, the original Mamba. Yeah. Deadly snake out of Africa.
Maybe you guys can help me. There was a movie that had a black mamba in it, and a guy was trying to get back at his ex-wife.
Yes,
or
the movie is called Venom, and I watched it as a kid. I remember it like it was yesterday because it scared
and he
the ever
trapped
living
her in the
shit out of
house with it.
Oh yeah.
Hey, by the way, Mamba sounds like a cologne they used to sell in Havana back in the 1930s.
Damn.
Yeah, the Mamba family is one of the most poisonous in the world.
Mamba is one of the most dangerous snakes in the world. The fastest too.
Sound like a wrestler.
Hey, listen, I'm probably gonna get up out of here. I think Shaking Crypto. Now I'm going through all kind of like construction here at my house. We're doing all the brand new floors and all kind of stuff. So it's hard doing it because we got to do it by sections because we're living in the actual house. So it's moving shit everywhere and shit's all in the way. But I just wanted to come up because I heard you guys earlier. After we did our show tonight, I came through and I put the comment in, and I heard the kind words from Color and Shake and virtually everybody up here. So
yeah, for sure.
I'm sure I can speak for Tony and Alex. We appreciate the kind words, man. We're still trying to grow and stuff, but it's because of people like you guys that come through, watch, like, hit, subscribe, and let people know about us, like what y'all did today, man. So I just
you guys are jamming, bro. You guys are jamming,
even
man.
when I'm on the panel, I still be coming through and showing support.
Absolutely. So I just want to.
I mean, as far as pace of growth goes, you guys are flying, bro.
Yeah,
I'm doing out of town representation too, Lewis, like I did in Cali. I'll be wearing my Blitz pickup shirt in Pittsburgh. I'm doing another representation on the Pittsburgh game.
Yeah, but I tell you what, in Indy, I got your Insomnia shirt.
Well, listen, man. At the end of the day,
or Houston, wherever, either Houston or Atlanta, I got your Insomnia shirt, bro.
Absolutely, because listen, at the end of the day, I heard you guys rattling off all the names in the community, and I would say it is a little saturated, but what I would say, see, I haven't been on camera on our show for a while because I've had all this construction and shit going on. But I believe the last episode that I was on camera, I actually had on the TFTG Vice City shirt that has Color's face on it, Crypto, me, Shay, Ali, El Capitan, obviously, the boys are over there. And that's what it's about, man. Like, again, I think everybody on this panel, probably besides Liz and Mr. Paul, I've got into heated debates with. But through that, and I've gotten brothers, right? Like Shay, Crypto, Color, Mr. Paul, even though we haven't argued, or Liz. Like, all I'm trying to say, you don't have to agree with me or Tony or Alex or Color or Shay, because I sometimes listen, I'll be like, man, what the hell are these guys talking about? It's the same thing with me. But always just try to support everybody, hit the like button, sub, and tell people about not only our show at the Blitz Pickup, but great work over here at TFTG, which I'm still a part of, by the way. Always going to be family over here. And that's what it's about, man. You ain't got to agree. Sometimes there's going to be heated debates and stuff. But at the end of the day, that builds relationships, right? So I'm glad to come over here and say, Color, good talking to you. I haven't seen you in a while. Hope all is well.
Always.
And it's always about love, man. Even though if we argue and fight, again, it is what it is. But I appreciate the words, man.
Fins up, man. No problem, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Y'all have a good show. I'll be
You too,
I'll
man.
be
Be
listening.
safe.
You too, man.
Yeah, I'll see you
Yeah.
in Indianapolis, baby.
For sure.
Yes, sir. Let's
Oh
go.
yeah. Oh yeah. Week 1.
Yeah, I see
Yeah,
Scott
good to get off
Jackson.
on the
Scott
road.
Jackson is in there. By the way, shout
Oh, he
out to
lives in Indy?
AB. One thing about AB is he does have a lot of he's very worldly. He knows he has a lot of gyms here and there, but he says Kobe was not the Black Mamba. The original Black Mamba was Roger Mayweather.
Right.
Who's, by the way, who the hell is that?
Mayweather. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out myself.
Floyd's dad? Is that Floyd's grandfather? Or?
It could be.
No, he's.
I mean,
I
Black
think he's
Mamba does sound like a name you might give to a boxer.
Yeah, somebody who's got some deadly bites, deadly strikes, because Kobe had deadly strikes, you know. Yep.
Probably worked
Somebody
better
got to
for
be
an
good.
MMA guy.
Yeah, he was
but
Roger
yes,
L.
he
Mayweather
was a
was
professional boxer.
fighter from 81 to 89.
Wow.
George Foreman.
He
Somebody
died
got
in
some sting.
2020.
Oh, damn. Recently, basically. Mm. Damn.
He was a 2-division world champion, held the WBA and the ring super featherweight titles and the WBC lightweight title. Additionally, he held the IBO lightweight and the IBO welterweight. Mayweather served as the trainer for his nephew, Floyd Mayweather Jr.
Floyd Mayweather, right? They're
Yeah,
related.
his brother. Yeah, his brother was Floyd Mayweather Sr.
Right.
and Jeff Mayweather.
He boxed in super featherweight, lightweight, light welterweight, and welterweight. Other names: Black Mamba. You are correct, AB.
See, that's what I like about AB, man. He'll come in once in a while with some gems. I'm like, holy shit.
But the new guy that's dropping gems now is Joe Wrist.
He was only 5'7.5".
So he's a featherweight.
So he was like
With
Tariq
a-
Hill's height,
yeah.
huh?
With a 73.5
featherweight.
inch reach.
That's pretty long for a small guy. 6 foot
Pause.
reach. Yeah. Goodness.
He was 59-13 in his career and 35 by way of knockout.
Damn. It's one
What's his
thing you need
record
as a
again?
boxer, though.
What's his
Need
record
that as a
again?
boxer.
Says, when asked about his ring nickname, Roger stated, "It's funny because I wanted a boxing nickname that wouldn't be common to most people. One day when I was flipping through channels and I came upon this channel showing different reptiles, and they were showing the Black Mamba, one of the most deadly snakes in the world. I love the way the Mamba attacked so quietly, but when he hit you, he just hit you one time and the venom was in you. That reminded me of myself right there."
Yeah, they don't waste venom at all. Once they do it, they empty in their sack.
Oh yeah.
And they're aggressive also.
Yeah. That movie did freak me out, though.
He
Venom.
knocked out Clifford Hicks in Miami, Florida in 1995.
Ouch.
Hmm.
Trying to remember this boxer that was from. He was from England, and he was born in Jamaica. And man, this guy was. Oh, Lennox
Lennox Lewis, is that who you, Lennox Lewis? Is that who
Yeah,
you're-
man. Yeah, man. I like that guy there. Good. That guy has that man can throw some shit low.
B. McD says whenever he sees Anaconda, it reminds me of myself.
No comment.
Actually, I'm more of a honey badger. I don't give a shit. Honey badger don't give a shit.
Yeah, they'll fight anything. They don't fear anything. They don't believe they have predators, you know. Technically, they kind of don't, but they can be defeated in the wild. But they'll fight anybody, even a lion.
The honey
Well,
badger.
I think a possum is almost the same way too.
they
Man,
don't fear nothing.
Give me
Honey
a
badgers don't fear
dolphin and an
nothing.
Egyptian goose, and I'm good to go. I'm going to war.
also a
They
wolverine.
don't have no fear of anything.
A
Yep,
wolverine.
Wolverine.
Yeah,
hmm
they
They're the
they
same
like that
family,
too.
pretty much the same family, Mr.
Yeah,
Booker.
that,
Yeah,
right.
right.
Badgers and
So
Wolverines.
I'll
Yeah.
take
Same
I'll
family.
take a dolphin, an Egyptian goose, and a mongoose, and I'm going to
Yep,
war.
mongoose and
Man, you know what's funny
Ricky
is
Tikki Tabby killing cobras. Yep, they prey on snakes actually. Mongooses. They defeat any
hey,
poisonous
but
snake. There's
you know what's
Yeah,
funny
it's
is
like a pinch to them.
you know what's funny. I noticed that kangaroos resemble deers on steroids.
All right. Oh yeah, I gotta add a
Actually,
kangaroo
they
to
fear
the.
rat. They resemble rats to me. They look like an oversized rat.
I gotta add a kangaroo to my little mercenary army here.
That's what they look like, Shake, to me. They look like oversized rats.
So
From
yeah,
the tail.
Hey, you remember Beverly Hillbillies? You remember the Beverly Hillbillies? Oh man, look at a giant jackrabbit.
Oh yeah, Granny. Cause Granny was fight. Granny was trying to fight with.
Yeah, and then whatchamacallit, Jeffro was like, I'm taking your moonshine away from you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
She be making that serious stuff. Good. Down in the cellar.
Oh wait, I got it now. Here's my final mercenary crew of animals. I want a dolphin, an Egyptian goose, a mongoose, that last thing we just said, and a rhino. I mean a hippopotamus.
Or hippopotamus, yeah, they're badass.
Yeah, they known for
Ooh,
killing humans. They responsible for more human deaths than almost any other thing.
Yeah, they kill more than
a kangaroo.
crocodile.
That's what it was. A kangaroo.
One of the badass things I've seen is when there was a hippopotamus walking by a thing of alligators. All those motherfuckers moved out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine the hippo charging in with the kangaroo on his back, and as he's charging, the kangaroo flies ahead in the forward, kicks a bunch of motherfuckers, and then the hippo comes in charging afterwards.
Yeah, you get run over by
like a
one of them,
two-pronged
they're
attack.
done.
You know what I mean?
But
they never put out the meme 100 men versus one hippo. You know, study the gorilla.
And then when they try to, when they try to run to the beach and into the ocean, the dolphin's right there to nose to rape them. I mean, to R-word them all.
Damn hippos, man, they destroy 100 men and no problem. They crush watermelons with their mouth, man.
On the beach.
Exactly, Crypto. Exactly. Can you imagine if they get it over somebody's head?
Yeah, they crush watermelons like it ain't nothing. Of course.
The animal I wouldn't want to get tangled up with is a Wolverine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wolverines, they're vicious too.
They're aggressive.
Or the nasty bite of a Komodo. One bite and you just freaking. You just
I was
start
thinking about adding a Komodo to my crew, Crypto. Because one bite and like everybody just gets their flesh eaten off, you know.
Yeah, if the skin just start rotting, falling off. Like, man, what is this big chunk of flesh doing? You realize that your arm fell off. Like, oh damn, you got all kinds of worms crawling out of you from the bite. Let's say they had a nasty bite, vicious.
Yeah.
And they don't bite to chew; they swallow you whole. It's like it's weird how they feed on other animals.
And the carnivores do the same thing. They'll eat you whole.
Yeah, they don't really chew neither. Right, you're right. Other than just initial bite, and they only got like 3-4 teeth, right? Well, actually, long teeth. Really, it's on like maybe 4 big ones.
You talking about the hippo?
Yeah, the hippo. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they're if you ask me, it's like they got spikes. They're more like spikes.
Yeah, they spikes. Yep. Like spiked tooth.
But anybody
Yeah.
tell you they kill more humans than the crocs. And
Yeah.
they share the same water.
Right.
Man, them freaking animals in Africa, bro, they're like so competitive, dude, for territory. Like they're all
Water
aggressive
sources
like
low.
that,
That's
man.
why. Yeah, because some of the water sources are so because of the
Mhm.
desert around the Saharas.
I mean, these
It's
Egyptian
so
geese are the
scarce.
same way, bro. They're highly territorial, dude. Like if you even come close to their territory, they start getting all upset, man.
And like you said, they don't even tolerate their children anymore.
Yeah. The geese.
And
Geese
this makes
do got crazy behavior, right?
and don't
Yeah,
let's
once
not
they're able to once they're able to take care of themselves, yeah, they're enemies. It's on to the next bat, protecting the next batch.
and let's not forget
Sibling
from years back the African killer bees. That used to be the big talk.
Yes. Right,
Like
Mr.
the other
Pope.
day, I was walking by the canal, and Moon's over there. Nefertiti her eggs just hatched, right? So they got a bunch of little goslings, right? And I mean, I didn't even get real close to him, and Moon saw me. He like turned around, got down in the canal, and then he's like swimming around, circling around, and he's like spearing the water with his bill, and getting all fluffy and like shaking his head, like he's straight up warning me. Like I never seen anything like that. It's freaking goose, man.
You got some peacocks that are like
that's
we had a peacock we had a peacock in the neighborhood that used to chase a mailman, actually.
Oh, the male peacocks, right?
Yeah, the male ones, yeah.
Okay.
The female are a little more what's the word?
Right.
Docile.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And there's only one that actually have that beautiful, that spans on a tail. I think it's the male that the only one has that, or the have those eyes.
Yeah.
They don't have it. One of them don't have it. I think it's the female that has it.
There's a bunch of turkeys around our town that'll chase you. My son threw a snowball at one of them. That was funny.
You know what you do to scare them off, Liz? You grab your phone or you grab your loudspeaker and just go to YouTube and just start playing hawk sounds.
The hawk tour?
That'd probably do it. That hawk tour.
It works.
Not that one. They might actually get attracted. They might attack you.
The ducks and all that, when I tried it, the ducks and all that out there, they don't like respond right away. I mean, they perk up, but they don't like run off right away. It's when you stop playing the hawk sounds, about 5 minutes later, you look out and they're all gone. It's like they waited. They waited till they didn't hear it no more. Then they're like, let's get out of here while we got a chance. You know what I mean? They didn't run while it was going. They waited till it stopped, and then they're like out of here.
The turkeys are really aggressive when it comes to their babies too. Me and my son Cody, we were doing the newspaper, and we happened to be walking past this one house, and we didn't see the babies until it was too late, and they started chasing after us.
Were they like, gobble, gobble, motherfucker?
No,
they
were just
loud noise. They're
making
loud.
loud noises. I wouldn't say gobble gobble. It was more of a squawking, loud
Right.
squawking.
They
I
real
wanted
loud,
to
though.
chase. I wanted to.
Yeah.
I wanted to catch one of the babies though, and have them as a pet though.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
I was hard to get used to when I moved to Missouri. It was driving around them windy roads in the hills, and like you come around a bend, and there's like a whole bunch of turkeys in the middle of the road. It's like, whoa, almost had dinner.
Can you believe some of the pets that people have nowadays?
Yeah,
I mean,
the
there's
exotic
like a
pets thing.
variety
Yeah.
of them.
bobcats,
grizzly
lynx, and
bears.
shit. I'm like,
Yeah,
baby
monkey.
tigers, and I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah,
And
and look
now,
what happened.
and now they're even keeping jumping spiders as pets. Oh, I can understand that because they're not venomous and everything.
Yeah,
But
spiders on them.
I mean, they
Yeah,
can't really kill you. So, but I mean, some of these other ones, you can get monkey viruses from them, and I mean, cats can kill you really easily. Bears too. I mean, there's people keeping owls as pets
yeah, owls
and
can kill
hawks.
you too.
Yep.
Yeah, one wrong
Oh,
move, they can gore you out, your eyes out. They got
Yeah,
them
look what
long
happened.
freaking hoops,
Look what happened
not
with the
hoops,
lady
but
that
beaks,
I think she went over to somebody's house that had a
claws.
chimp that went crazy.
Mm.
And then also too, look what's going on with the Everglades with the with those pythons.
Are you talking about the green pythons?
No, the what they call those pythons.
Green
boas.
python?
What y'all said now?
Boa constrictors? Boa constrictors?
No, these are pythons. These are the big ones.
Yeah, Burmese. We got
Mm.
Burmese
Burmese,
python
Burmese
yeah.
python.
Burmese.
Okay.
Thank you, color.
and
Burmese.
green
Okay.
anacondas.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I
And the
seen a
guys that
video.
mm-hmm.
I saw a video of an anaconda that was trying to restrict a truck. It was actually wrapped around the truck. I don't know how real that
What?
was. It could have been AI though, but it was interesting to look at.
Mm.
They get huge though. I mean, I've been
They can
hearing
get up
things
to
about
30
them
feet.
getting. I think they're getting bigger than that though. Depends on it depend. Actually, I think it depends on if they're getting fed well or not. If they're eating people, they're gonna get even bigger.
Yeah, they eating deer and all kinds of other large mammals. Yeah,
Well, that's why the guys who
1 meal per month.
if you watch like I think it's Discovery Channel, or Learning Channel, they had these guys that used to go out and shoot these gators. Now they're using those same guys to go down into the Everglades and hunt those snakes, those Burmese pythons.
Mm.
Yeah, because they say it's gonna mess up the ecosystem in the Everglades.
The Everglades. They have anacondas down. They don't have anacondas in Florida, do they?
No, it's Burmese
There
python
have been a
and
couple.
anaconda.
There have been a
Oh.
couple reported, but they're not sure if the population has gotten out of hand or not.
I think the Burmese have gotten out of hand. They definitely got out of hand. The Burmese.
Yeah,
Now
they're
the
just not
python,
sure about the anacondas yet.
anaconda, right?
Yeah,
And
that's
also,
normally Central America.
and also too, I
Lots
think
native.
the anacondas are smaller than the Burmese, so the Burmese might be eating up if they're
No, the anaconda is the biggest snake in the world.
No, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Misspoke. Anaconda's actually larger
Oh,
as far as its
thanks for telling me
maximum
that.
They can
potential.
eat people.
They literally can if they really wanted to and really was starving. Push come to shove, they will attack you in sense of eating you.
Very interesting.
But most of the time, they would have found a wild pig or a wild
But
boar
I shouldn't
to gorge
say
on.
anacondas are bigger than the biggest. The green anaconda is. The anaconda is actually a large family that includes a couple smaller snakes.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the one in the Amazon is definitely.
But anyway, listen, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. I gotta do some things in the morning. I appreciate everybody coming up. Anybody any final thoughts before we close this up, man? I appreciate Color. Thank you for coming up here as always. I know you've been busy lately, but I appreciate you making time for us.
Yeah,
as always. You know what I mean?
A pleasure, bro.
Oh yeah.
Another great show, Shake. Another great show.
And
Great
tomorrow, me and Crypto will be doing Insomnia per usual, and I have a few cool new For once, we're going to be ripping off Mike Florio. He ripped us off so much that we're going to be ripping him off now. We have a few more. I have a few new segments that I'm going to be implementing with the Insomnia. So stay tuned for that. So tomorrow, as usual, man. So, but other than that,
payback
man,
time.
Remember, it's Tua's revenge game, revenge season, starting in Indianapolis. Hands up, everybody.
There you go.
Okay.